Cooks.
Sluts.
Welcome, Strays and Wanderers, to another exciting episode of Arcanarama presents a War, Fang and Fur. I'm Cameron Holt to be your Dungeon Master for the evening. I'm joined as always by the liberating Arcana crew. Stop being so normal and show them how crazy you are, Arcana crew.
Woo!
While trekking towards Doomborough. What?
What was that? What was all of that?
The intro?
Yeah.
You'll see it. You'll see it when it airs.
The intro.
Oh my god, yeah, that's so crazy, y'all.
While trekking towards Doomborough, our heroes found themselves caught in a battle between factions of Bristlebeard and Arctos. Their disguises were sussed out, and almost everyone escaped, but Sir Robb Boulderclaw was captured by the forces of High King Bristlebeard. We rejoin our heroes after what felt like hours of running. The sounds of battle are now a distant memory as you catch your breath and lick your wounds within the trunk of a hollow tree. Moss and lichen mingle with the crawling vines up the interior walls of the hovel. There's a long-forgotten fireplace carved into the wall and lined with stones that sits still and empty, as do a few other remnants of the family that once called this abandoned tree home. Ash pulls a bandage tight over an arrow wound on her forearm as Brass Bandalar sits with his back to the wall. Dame Liliana paces the circular space with a furrowed brow, and Munin tends to Hugin's wounds. What do our heroes look like, and what are they feeling as we find you inside this abandoned home?
I mean, I'm pretty banged up, personally.
Mm-hmm.
But
I think most of you are pretty injured.
Yeah.
I'm at about a third.
Yeah, those hails of arrows from both sides were really detrimental to everyone.
I've been worse.
Yeah, not grievously injured, but still pretty rough, and then just absolutely distraught, and probably a little bit just chaotically crazy and ready to go back.
So if we're taking a short rest, we can use half of our hit dice.
You can use as many of them as you want.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, if you wanted to use all of your hit die to heal up on a short rest, you can do that.
Okay.
I will.
Mage armor will have dropped, right?
Yeah, we'll say it's been a couple of hours since you guys have, fled. Off screen, what we didn't see was, you guys kind of searching the area, coming across this tree, clearing it, making sure that there was nobody in the vicinity, and you're, finally at a point now where you can kind of regroup and figure out what the plan is from here. So far, everyone has just been kind of quiet. Munin is also going to take this opportunity to short rest. I'm going to make a quick insight check. I'll say, Hugin, you can either roll against this or just kind of tell me what is gleaned from the number that I roll. It's up to you. That's a natural 20.
Oh.
If you would like to roll against it, that is a total of...
Thank you.
Insight. Where are you? Here we are. Only a total of 22 if you wanted to roll.
From what?
So Munin is doing an insight check on Hugin to kind of gain insight into what your thought process is right now.
Oh, she can absolutely tell. I'm frothing at the mouth.
Okay.
I'm frantically dressing my wounds and sharpening daggers and ready to go back. Muttering to myself, we have to save him. We have to go back.
I understand, Hugin, and I'm gonna grab you by the shoulders real tight. I give you not a shake, but a little come on, back here. You need to take a breath, and you need to make a plan. If you go rushing in, we'll all be in deep shit.
I'm sure that by now they've probably taken him somewhere for holding. If our plan is to go and rescue Sir Robb, I think it might be best if we were to perhaps send Brass and the sisters here on ahead without us.
And you.
I think that I have a particular set of skills that could be helpful to us if our goal is the infiltration and rescue of a captured ally.
And I think that part of the reason that we got into this in the first place is that we're looking after far too many people.
Certainly.
Yeah.
What skills are you talking about?
I have my ways of getting in places where I'm not supposed to be.
If you'd like to come along, then you're going to need to not be vague.
Is this Munin?
This is
yeah.
Munin.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ash and Dame Liliana have also kind of like walked over and are kind of, the whole group is kind of like staring at Munin now, who's spoken up. I will preface by saying I have not told you any lies about myself, as can be proven by Elzor and the magic of Zephyria. When I met King Lupin, I was a barmaid. Since then, however, in the years following our encounter and Hugin's birth, my tavern fell on hard times, and I did what I had to in order to survive. I used my talent as a musician to gain access to lavish royal parties and took what I could to bolster my funds in the hopes of one day making it to Howling Keep to gain another meeting with King Lupin once I found out who he was. I accomplished this feat, which is how you came to be in his wardship, Hugin. Since then, I try to stick to, a straight path and follow the winds of Zephyria, but sometimes those winds become choppy and blow you into positions where you have to be a little more creative to continue surviving. I'm not trying to be cagey. I have experience with infiltration and theft, and if our plan is to rescue this Sir Robb from wherever it is that he's being held, I think I could be a valuable asset. That being said, I also think there are far too many of us to perform such an infiltration, which is why I think it would be wise if we sent Brass on ahead with those of you who feel perhaps less infiltratey. I don't want to, put together I don't want to choose the group for myself. That is up to those of you who are in charge. But we know that if we lose Brass Bandalar, then all of our plans in Duneborough fall off the table. So it'd be better to have him in a safe location with protection.
Convenient solution, BM. So you don't have to have too many voices.
Hey, if you want to take all these people with you into a prison break, sure.
No.
You do what you want to do.
No.
You want to bring the hippo for the infiltration?
I like the way you think.
Do we know anything about the prison itself?
You all kind of like look back and forth at each other. Brass speaks up. I don't know anything about even what prison it would, they would be taking him to, but we can perhaps split up for a bit and see what information we can glean. Rendezvous back here and make a plan once we have more details.
I don't. Hugin, at the end of the day, the call is yours. This is your plan and your goal. I don't think we need anybody sticking their noses into anything that could yield disaster towards our goals. I think we should keep it small and narrow down our choices. And I think that Liliana, Ash, and Bandalore should continue on towards the dunes. And are you aware of any safe spaces there that you could hide out, that we could meet you at?
Crossing the border will be troublesome.
I'm suggesting that you don't do that. Is there anywhere nearby?
Right. At this point, Liliana speaks up. She's like, perhaps we stay here and we make this our rendezvous point. We can set a time for if you're not back by a certain day, then we will set out with Brass and continue on with this plan. If that sounds
Sure.
good for all of you. I hate to think that perhaps you won't be returning to us, but I think it's good to be prepared, just in case things go south. Either way,
Right.
we'll have Brass outside. We will make our way to Doonborough, with or without you, preferably with you, and we'll hopefully bring Doonborough to our side in removing Bristlebeard from his throne. But in the meantime, we've got a comrade who needs to be brought to safety.
Right.
Ash speaks up at this point too. I'm almost certain that if you wait for another public execution of Sir Robb, it will be a trap tenfold more dangerous than the one that we experienced earlier.
I agree.
I think our only option is going to be for you to infiltrate wherever it is he's being held and get him free.
In the meantime, rather trying to excavate him as quickly as possible. He's a dangerous prisoner. I assume they'd want to do as little transport as possible. Are there any prisons that are especially close?
Make a history check.
30-20!
Nice.
I have an idea.
Okay.
I can send a short message to Rob, and he can reply. This could maybe tell us more about where he's being held and help us plan.
As you're saying that, which is not a bad plan, Azalea, you're kind of like going over in your mind the histories of Timberhaven that you basically had to learn before your meeting with Prince Skjol, and kind of familiarizing yourself with the lay of the land of what would be your new home. You can only think of two places that would be of high enough security to take a prisoner that would be at sort of the level of danger that Sir Robb poses. One of them is Silent Barrow Hold, which is like kind of southeast, from Oakreach. The other is the Howling Keep, which is directly north of Oakreach in Timberhaven. Both of those would be within a cart's ride of a day or two from where you are within Vale Hollow.
And walking?
Walking would be a little bit longer to get to either of them. And then that being said, also, like, one of them is south, one of them is north. If you get to one and that's the wrong one, then it would be another couple of days travel north. So you run the risk of not getting to the right place in time before an execution is announced and carried out. Elzor speaks up and mentions that he could perhaps contact Sir Robb.
Right, well, there's two choices. If he can give us any information, we could probably figure out which one.
So I can send a message of up to 25 words. It'll appear in his mind, and he can answer me mentally with the same
Without revealing
number
himself.
of words. Correct. Would be surreptitious. So
So we need to ask him which direction.
we can collaborate to craft this message before I send it. We should at the end of it put a note that please respond mentally.
So perhaps request cardinal direction,
Location if he has it.
any details he's observed about the place that he's in, any schedules that he's noticed, changing of guard, things like that.
I will draft the
hours.
message.
Chances are he hasn't even made it there yet.
That could be good for us.
I have drafted the following. I'm just like writing this on a piece of paper, like keeping track, as it's a certain number of words. Rob, this is Elzor. We need to know which direction or location they have taken you. Any details will help us. Reply and be brief.
In your mind. Reply in your mind. He's beautiful, but sometimes.
Reply
Not wrong.
mentally. Be brief.
That's within your word limit.
That is 25 words exactly. We can edit it if you think that is helpful.
I mean, that is the basis of the information that we need to figure out. A lot of superfluous words in there, but... as long as we
Again,
get that
I'm happy to
information.
edit before we send.
Can I roll to see if I know anything about Silent Barrow Hold or Howling Keep?
Yeah, make a history check. With advantage. So you're part of the royal family of Timberhaven.
Ooh.
That's a dirty 20.
You know that the Howling Keep is where, like, big name criminals and, like, very dangerous people are usually taken. It's known for being very, like, that's the kind of the, like, Alcatraz or, like, the Rikers of this universe. It's like, that's the place you don't want to end up. If you end up there, you're kind of fucked. And, like, they don't treat the prisoners well. They have a lot of tactics that they use for getting information out of people there that is unsavory, and it's a lot of like out of sight, out of mind at the Howling Keep. It gets its name partially from being, it's everything is wolf themed because it's Timberhaven and the Luperels were the rulers of this area. But the Howling Keep is also kind of a moniker because people claim that they're always hearing the wailing of prisoners from outside.
So this actually goes down into Timberhaven, because we were in Vale Hollow.
Yes, correct.
So we would still have to cross a
Right.
border
Mhm.
if it's that one.
Right. The benefit, though, is that the borders between Timberhaven and Vale Hollow are much less clear cut. There's not like a wall between them. It's really like there's no geographical divider.
Right.
It's more just like, once we reach this part of the forest, we're in Vale Hollow. Once we reach this part of the forest. So it'd be much easier to avoid a checkpoint if you're not using roads.
I thought Howling Keep was north. That's south?
The Howling Keep is north of Oakreach.
North of Oakreach. Oh, okay.
Silent Barrow Hold is a fortress that, historically there has never been an escape from Silent Barrow Hold. At least none that has been reported. And it tends to be more of a prison for political criminals, less like physically dangerous people, and more people that would be dangerous to someone's rule or a regime. It's kind of where people are sent and you don't hear from them again.
Well,
I've made another draft, but
Okay.
I haven't used all of the words that I can send, but I removed any
Superfluous?
grammatical constructs. Rob, we will help. Tell us where. Details of incarceration. How many guards? Reply mentally up to 25 words. There's still room for me to add a little more. Let's see.
Does the armadillo know?
Silent Barrel Hold? Question mark.
You put 6 more words in. Silent Barrel Hold, does Armadillo know?
Does Armadillo know?
Technically, you wouldn't have to say Rob because it's in his head. You should know that it's Detective Johnson, but splitting feathers.
You could just say armadillo with a question
What?
mark.
Why are we talking about that dang armadillo?
Whether or not he's
Armadillo knows.
present.
Then we're fucked.
I mean, either way, we're fucking shit up. It doesn't matter.
I will attempt to truncate this even further.
We also have to
had
be
it.
mindful that if we ask too many questions, he won't be able to answer all of them.
Yeah.
He just replies back screaming. Ah! No!
You alright?
No, I'm not alright. This is the second time He's helped us escape. The third, if you count the wedding.
Don't worry, we're going to get him back. You see Munin has like pulled out a dagger and has begun like honing it, sharpening the edge. She's like taken on this weird, like this very seemingly like meek little raven who's got like a tuft of white sort of just below the neck. You know, she's like, you've heard her playing music and she's very like delicate and carries herself well. Seems to go into this different mode that actually weirdly, for probably everyone other than Hugin, weirdly reminds you a lot of when you see Hugin go into like action mode, where she's like kind of carrying herself different and seems like she's prepping for danger and seems dangerous herself. It's this weird sort of aura that you don't usually get from this person who in your mind up to this point has been like, you're suspicious, but you're just some bard lady. Seems like there's more danger to her.
You know that we never believe that.
Sure, yeah.
Murder, mommy.
Murder mommy. And you guys are a murder.
Yay, we are!
I believe
Murder of
her.
mummies.
A murder of mommies. Well, not yet. We'll see if we get Sir Robb out.
Sounds like a fun like title for a one shot or like a short campaign.
Murder of mommies.
Like a bunch of crows going to get their eggs back from someone that's stolen. Or
Well, that's
something.
fun. That could
Don't
be a
tempt me.
fun,
It's
lighthearted
Well,
in this universe.
I mean, there's
2-shot maybe?
Perhaps this. We will help. Tell us where. Details of incarceration. How many guards? Reply mentally up to 25 words. Does Armadillo know?
Oh, okay.
I think that's acceptable.
Let's do it.
All right. I will cast the sending spell. Aimed at Rob, of course. It'll have the appearance of like my words becoming little ethereal feathers and then blowing away on the wind, like at a very quick pace. Technically, the message does arrive instantaneously to him.
Sick.
We will help. Tell us where. Details of incarceration. How many guards. Reply mentally up to 25 words. Does Armadillo know?
Okay.
Rob will hear that in his mind and he can reply, like I said, mentally.
Yeah. There's a moment that passes before a gust of wind fills this hovel that you guys are kind of tucked into. And as it whirls around you, Elzor, you hear, almost like whispered in your mind by the wind, Sir Robb's words.
Say them slowly, please, so I can write them.
Yes. The Howling Keep. Transported with a strange animal I've never seen. Big mouth. Seems important.
Big mouth?
They're going to torture us for information. Bristlebeard wants information. I will say, make a quick insight check.
I'm okay at those. All right.
Green. Purple.
Purple. This one?
Purple.
There's so many purples.
Galaxy!
The big one. The
This
big one.
Okay.
Yeah.
I had just noticed that Matt has more than one set of dice today.
It's an important game.
Well, Elzor's got a lot of multi die spells.
Insight, you said?
Yes. Hey,
23.
nice.
Hell yeah.
Oh, when you said decent, you meant phenomenal.
You get the sense, because you do get like Rob's tone of voice, which I didn't use because I was trying to just be slow and concise and clear. You don't get the sense, based on his words and kind of what you know of just kind of logic and insight, you don't think that Bristlebeard is going to be torturing him himself for the information. You think there are going to be agents who work for Bristlebeard who are going to then relay that information. You don't think Bristlebeard will be present.
Of course.
But
Okay.
you never know.
So I'll relay that to the group. Say, Rob has responded. Said, the Howling Keep, transported with a strange animal, who has a big mouth, seems important.
Big mouth.
They're going to torture them for info. Bristlebeard wants that information. So it would seem that Bristlebeard knows, but he won't be there himself, from what I understand. Do we know what this strange, big-mouthed animal would be?
There's a lot of animals with big mouths.
Everybody make either a nature or a history check.
Oh.
Faku, you have advantage.
Definitely better with history.
You have advantage.
It's 20.
Oh, nat 20? Nice.
I got a 6.
But
26?
19.
19. Yeah, Elzor and Azalea, you guys aren't certain what that could mean.
I'm thinking about like nobles I've shit talked before.
Yeah,
Like, I don't know.
You kind of like look up, and Brass Bandalar is still with you. He's got the biggest mouth you've ever seen.
Do I...
We'll get there. Hugin, you have heard, there's sort of like a, not like a ghost story, but more like an urban legend that's been passed around Timberhaven the last few years. And also like people from Vale Hollow who've talked about this as well. But there's these sort of like ghost stories of groups of soldiers or like groups that are transporting nobles. The nobles have gone missing, and the soldiers, like one soldier returns and tells this horror story about this great tiger with a large mouth who comes out from the shadows and like single-handedly takes out these entire groups, and you've never really put any stock into it. Pockle, you know exactly who he's talking about.
Yep.
That's the beast.
Okay, yeah.
The what?
Amelia Pipplepedal. She has a big mouth.
Who is Amelia Pickle?
She was some lady of court. She's awful. Never stops talking. Big mouth.
Oh, you mean like metaphorically, her mouth big?
That's all I know.
Could be another hippo. We have big mouths.
I know.
Rob specifically said it's an animal he's never seen before. So.
Oh, that is true. We have met.
Right. I'm just saying I'm not sure.
The only thing I could think of is, well, it's more of a myth than anything. I'd be surprised if they had caught it.
Perhaps he walked into an accident like we did. Caught between two forces and taken by surprise, or, just outnumbered or something.
Well, what do we know of this thing?
Often, if it is encountered, there's little to maybe one survivor that can come back to tell the tale of a largemouth creature with stripes. Something that can take out an entire caravan.
Stripe?
You're nodding a lot over there.
Alright.
What's that about? Have you heard these stories as well?
Yeah, sure. 100%. Silas.
Come again?
Silas?
Yeah.
Oh,
Silas?
Silas.
Silas?
like Silas with a lisp.
Is this an intelligent being?
Yeah.
All right. So it's
Intelligent? Yeah, sure. Wonderful.
Is this a friend of yours?
Friend.
Right. So we're going on an infiltration mission. So withholding information is bad for the whole group.
Hey, yo, it's fine. I'm not trying to withhold anything.
You're not just kind of
nah.
repeating one word that we're saying.
No. It's fine. It's. I'm not withholding shit. Like, it's fine. We can.
Starting to rear back and to hit him.
And slowly raising a dagger.
Yes.
All right.
Are you bound by some magical requirement to not speak of it?
Oh, no.
Is he
All right.
dangerous to us, or could he perhaps be
No.
of use?
Oh, so he's a friend to you.
Yes?
So we could potentially have backup once we get inside, if we could.
Sure.
Could it serve as a mount to help us escape quickly if it's a large beast with a big mouth?
Large beast.
You'd be aware that no, he's not a mount.
No.
I think it's a man. I think it's
It's a
just
person.
Oh.
It's just a dude.
Yeah, animals are people.
Oh. right.
You freak.
You could maybe be into you, but that's, you
He
know.
is beast.
Cool.
You
Have
haven't
I
heard of the
heard of the beast?
That kind of like triggers. Yeah, like this is. It seems to be the same thing that you were thinking of, Hugin. They always just referred to it as being overtaken by some sort of beast. And whenever this figure is referred to now in these sort of urban legends, they call them the beast.
So it's true then. It does exist.
Yeah.
And are you certain that if we release it, it won't?
Release it? Yeah. No,
You could use a full sentence to tell us
I
something.
can. Yeah.
I've heard
Do you
that
think-
it is absolutely devastating once it's loose. If it were to turn on us, then the entire mission would go south.
Well, perhaps if we free him from this prison, he'll owe us one.
It's someone that can listen to reason? What, is this an ex-lover or something? Spit it out.
Yes. No.
Would have been very.
Before I met you, I was with him. I was traveling with him. He was,
So this was recent then.
yeah.
What was he doing before? Did he have any sort of mission, anything
Yeah.
in mind?
Why me and him didn't see eye to eye was I believed in you and your brother. And he ain't want none of that shit.
A win for Team Me. Rare these days.
Oh, so he might be less inclined to help us if he sees you there.
Right, it's the opposite, because he was not on board with us.
Wait, hang on.
Huckle.
Misunderstood.
Huckle is
Paco?
for us.
Great.
Silas, apparently, not so much.
I think I'm putting some things together.
Hold on.
Between the stories you tell and the stories you tell, it sounds like maybe this guy does not like nobility.
No.
Are we even sure that he's captured? So they were transported with strange animals.
I believe perhaps that was alongside rather than.
Elzra might be right, though. What if he's...
Can you ask for clarification?
Well, that would imply that he's
Clarification?
turned his whole life mission and is now working for the biggest
He wouldn't-
nobility possible. Does that sound
No.
likely?
So what was the mission? Was he planning to overthrow?
He just
Would he possibly work as a mercenary for these people?
I think he just doesn't give a shit.
Well,
So should we even bother releasing him or be
Yes.
concerned?
Yes.
Oh. Very well.
right. Well,
Perhaps for now we can get Brass and company set up with supplies for their travels, or from wherever it is they're going to meet up with us.
Thought we were meeting here.
Oh, perfect. Well, in that case, perhaps we can split up and gather a bit more information, rendezvous back here, and communicate how we think we should approach the situation.
Yes. Well, I think for now, time is of the essence, so we should go to the Howling Keep. Those who are stealthy should perhaps scout the area, and then once we know what we're dealing with, we can strike, retrieve Robb. We shouldn't delay.
To the keep. Is that? I don't know.
It's like a castle, I assume.
Like a prison. We can get more information when we get eyes on it.
Do any of us have any experience with Howling Keep before?
I would say no.
Okay.
But unless there's anything else anybody wants to touch on in this scene.
No.
Is there something about this plan that you hate?
We're going to the fucking Howling Keep. Yeah.
Have you spent time in the Howling Keep?
No.
doubtful. When people go there, they tend to not come back.
Sorry, you're very reticent with your words.
As you're all having this sort of like crisis of conscience and what to do here.
You know what the keep is.
A horrible prison for enemies seemingly specific of the High King or the High King.
It's like a torture prison.
Right.
That doesn't sound good.
No, it's bad.
We
but-
should try and remain undetected if possible, I would think.
Oh, I was planning on walking in and announcing myself to everybody there.
That could be a good distraction for the rest of us.
I'm
I'm kidding, darling.
not particularly stealthy. Just so that
Should we perhaps get you a change of clothes that's a bit quieter? It might be less protective, but in the long run, if our goal is to not be discovered, you shouldn't be taking hits anyway. I've noticed you're a bit clanky when you move.
I am.
Your feathers get caught
Clanky.
in there. Does it like it preens for you as you move, just pinching things off?
No, it's very well designed for feathers.
Oh, nice.
We could perhaps, when we get there, see if there's anywhere from a distance that you could stay and snipe things out if necessary.
I suppose.
As we
but
said, it's possible that they haven't even made it to
There. Yeah.
the keep. So if we can get ahead, maybe we can cut them off.
the sooner we leave, the sooner that's possible.
Right. Out we go.
We'll get eyes and then we'll get information.
Right.
I would like to see if there's anything that we can bring as like a weapon to give to Rob and Silas if we break them out.
Yeah, so we're gonna do
I've lost those.
a quick montage. It's easy enough traveling on foot to, cross the border from Vale Hollow into Timberhaven. You were already kind of riding along that border anyway when you came across that skirmish. So it's easy enough to avoid main roads, sneaking in. We're going to go around and do some rolls. So if there's anything specific that you're looking for, let me know. But I'm also going to have each of you, we'll go around one at a time. We'll have you guys do investigation checks, and how you roll will tell me what information you gather. So, Hugin, you're specifically also, that'll be one roll, but if there's, other things that you want to do to try and aid yourselves in this endeavor, we can roll for those as well. Hugin, you specifically wanted to procure some weapons, so that anyone that you might free along the way can have something to back you up with.
Yes.
So for that, we'll do that first. Go ahead and this will also be an investigation check.
Woohoo! 27.
27. There's been a lot of guerrilla warfare going on, as you have experienced, between the members of House Arctos who technically don't have a home to go back to because they're in open rebellion against their own king. They've been forced to sort of hide out in the woods. And in your travels crossing the border into Timberhaven, you actually come across a cache of weapons that has been sort of you come across an area of plants and bushes that don't look natural. They're not growing in a spread that makes sense for this area, which you're very familiar with being from Timberhaven. And searching through, you find a chest that has a number of daggers, short swords. There's even a great sword present inside. So I'll say any weapons that you can feasibly carry that you want to bring along with you, or even hand out to others to carry, you can add any number that you would like to.
Definitely want to grab a short sword. What's Silas's preferred weapon? Do you know?
None.
None.
No.
Terrifying. Okay.
That is worse, isn't it?
Is this person a lycanthrope?
What is that?
Bless you.
You mean a blue bro?
Is that
Like a
so?
wolf? He was described as a tiger.
In this game,
Tiger.
do people with lycanthropy turn into bugs,
There's
half bugs?
Oh, that's rad. I'd say that's a
Interesting.
legend, but no confirmed sightings.
I do.
I guess those would technically be considered insecthropes? Because lichen means wolf.
Right, but lycanthropy refers to all of the forms of animal changing.
That's true. I'd say that's a at best regarded as a myth or a legend.
Can I find the route that would best get us, around to try and cut them off?
Oh, to
If
try
they
and
haven't
take them
made
on
it
the
all the
road.
way there.
I would say
I mean, from a distance. But, whatever route is gonna,
I would say at this point, you guys, outside of like stealing a cart, you wouldn't really have any hope of heading them off because they're traveling, with a bug-drawn carriage, basically bug-drawn cart, and you guys are on foot, and they've already been heading that way for a couple of hours.
I guess I'll try and find their tracks then.
Yeah, make a survival check.
Could I have found a shield and all of that? Just in case Sir Robb wants to use a shield on his lawless hand.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh.
Yeah, we'll say there's also even like several like different sizings of some scaled leather armor if Elzor wanted to put something together that's a little quieter than his current heavy armor setup.
I mean,
I've got-
scale mail and plate mail have the same disadvantage.
Well, I've got splint.
Scaled, or sorry, not scaled, studded leather is what I meant to say.
I was thinking, perhaps, I'm not a very known quantity amongst these folks. Perhaps I could.
Splint is still heavy armor,
Mhm.
disadvantage on dexterity checks.
Yeah, your best option would be to get a breastplate, which makes your AC 14 plus your dex and doesn't give disadvantage.
10, 15.
Other than that,
17 with my
would be
shield.
yeah. Anything else would be lower than that.
So 21 on my.
Oh, nice. Yeah, you find you guys kind of like wait it out, head back to the area where the skirmish took place, and you find a mostly just hints that there was ever a war camp here, and tracks that confirm that they are headed in the direction of the Howling Keep, and begin making your way that direction. You easily cross the border and are on their tail, and you get the sense that you will arrive in the same area, probably like the day after they get there.
Perhaps I could pose as something of a truth sayer. They're obviously going to be interrogating and torturing, but they won't know truth from lies unless someone can do that for them.
Unless they already have.
You did attack multiple of them just yesterday.
I mean, there was a lot going on in that battle. Maybe
you
they
were
didn't
kind of
recognize-
in the middle of it, throwing lightning.
Is that
You've almost
Is that a
certainly been
standout
marked as
quality?
I noticed.
Okay, so let's have everybody do their investigation checks to see what information you can gather.
Ooh,
You saw it.
I did.
You saw it with your eyes. 28?
Hell yeah.
15.
14.
14. And Hugin.
24.
Nice.
y'all.
Okay, we'll start at the bottom and make our way up. So, we're doing like a little montage where you guys are kind of like splitting up, and we see shots of you in like different areas of town, like in taverns where like guards are nearby having drinks and conversation. You're like overhearing things. Pockle, you managed to confirm that Sir Robb is being held at the Howling Keep
Cool.
in the north of Timberhaven. You also figure out that the Howling Keep is a high-security prison that houses many criminals and rebels who the Crown deems highly dangerous. Many are being interrogated for information while awaiting their executions.
Do I get the sense that Dylus is there too?
Yeah, looking into that, you also hear rumors that the beast has been caged.
Okay.
Elzor, you catch wind that... haha. You catch wind and it spreads you, and
Forgot about that.
Sir Robb is not set to be transferred from the prison to his execution for several days, but you also learn that basically if you wait for him to be removed from the prison to try and save him, that he will certainly be used, like from the moment he exits the prison, he will be surrounded in such a way and transported in such a way that it will be an even more dangerous trap if you wait for that or his execution than the previous rescue was at the gallows. You also overhear that apparently there are ways for prisoners to be transferred in secret to and from the prison that aren't just like through the main gate. You also learn that the warden of the Howling Keep is a Damascus goat named Warden Capricus Hornblade, or Capricus, I should say.
Warden
Nope, Rickus is right.
Capricus.
is Capricus.
I just love
Horn-
watching you make notes.
Hornblade?
Yeah, Capricus Hornblade. You learn that he is not necessarily like loyal to Bristlebeard specifically, but that he takes his station very seriously, and he's loyal to the High King of the Nuttlewood Grove. So whoever is in charge is basically who he defers to, because he is in charge of keeping all of their aggressors and enemies safely locked away. And he's one of those horrifying-looking Damascus goats that has like the big bulging head and flat face, and really, really long
Google
ears.
Definitely gonna do that.
Yeah.
Enjoy.
Damascus.
Oh, ay.
hmm
Oh, these are the ones that have the really cute babies, though. And then
Yeah.
The
like,
babies are cute.
Oh,
Scary.
yeah.
Really, really long ears for some reason.
We can have a meeting with the warden and convince him that you are the true High Queen and that Bristlebeard is a traitor. And then he'll throw all of the Bristlebeard loyalists out and help us by releasing valuable prisoners that we can use.
I'm gonna hold your wing. I'm pretty fucking good. I'm not that good.
Understood.
You mentioned there was ways to transport the prisoners to and from without being seen. That would hint at underground passages then. Perhaps a way of entry.
Perhaps, if there are underground passages, burrowing insects might know of them, and perhaps someone who could speak to such beings could learn more about the nature of such passages?
I mean, yeah, I didn't talk to whoever, but
Fabulous.
That brings us to Hugin's 24. You corroborate all of the other stories that everyone else has brought up. You also learn from overhearing a conversation in a tavern between a couple of guards who work at the Howling Keep and are getting a little bit into their cups that night. You learn that 2 royal knights of the High King have been dispatched to the Howling Keep to interrogate Sir Robb, likely to suss out the location of Azalea, yourself, and your company. You learn that their names are Dame Linswin Knifeear, who is a bobcat, and the other is a familiar name, Sarog Shatterscale, which is the horned frog from the execution, the one that survived.
It's that guy I couldn't finish off.
These are the guards?
These are the two royal knights who are being dispatched to the prison to interrogate Sir Robb.
He's still edging to this day.
And Azalea, with a 28, you learn that there are a number of entry points to the Howling Keep. I'm gonna ask you how you learn this information, but I'll tell you what it is first. So there's the obvious choice of what Elzor said, which is attempting to enter through the front gates with disguises and guile. There's another option. So the prison itself is surrounded by 60-foot high walls made from timber. You could attempt to... There's a section of the wall that has... Sorry, I said timber. It's timber that's kind of like surrounded by brick. So it's like exposed wood on the inside, but brick on the outside, stone on the outside. There's an area where the stone is rough hewn in such a way that you could get handholds to scale the wall. And at that area, you could drop down to the battlements and from the battlements and then be within the inner courtyard. The third option that you learn about is that there is apparently an entrance and exit disguised as a sewer port and potentially also functioning as a sewer at the same time, where prisoners are sometimes moved in and out in secret.
You'd like to know how I got this information?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I disguised myself as an equally beautiful woman, and I seduced all of the guards I could get my little paws on.
Nice. Yeah, and we'll say with like, you don't have to mark anything off, but just by like clever use of your knowledge of creating poisons, you make just enough so that like you get each one to a point where they're like giving you this information and then knock them out.
Yeah.
So as guards aren't like going missing to raise suspicion, but they all like kind of just wake up with a really bad hangover and don't remember what happened the night before.
Is it possible we could leverage their fond memories of your interactions to have them help us while we're there? If we encounter them and you recognize one as one of your...
I'll say by way of the thing that I just described, they don't have memories of your interactions. They might remember meeting you and it's starting to go somewhere, but then it gets fuzzy.
Or would you have even shared that bit with us about how
I
you
would
knew.
proudly express
Okay.
all of my plans. I think I'm brilliant. It was said as a joke, but do I think that it would actually work to just boldface walk into the prison while everybody else infiltrates?
You would certainly need to disguise yourself.
To get in?
To get in. Like, if you showed up as Azalea, they'd be like, oh, convenient. You just let yourself into the prison. We'll put you in a cell now. It's one of the more dangerous options, but it is a viable option. As viable as, scaling a wall or climbing in through the sewers. At any point during any of these plans, you could be found out and shit hits the fan and you have to improvise.
Do I think it would be enough of a distraction to reduce the amount of guards that everybody would have to
For sure.
contend with?
Yeah, but you would risk, being left behind.
Follow-up question,
Uh-huh.
and I'll roll again for this if I have to.
Yeah.
During my discussions with all these guards, could I have gleaned what the warden's opinion is of the things going on right now?
Ooh, make a persuasion check with disadvantage.
What am you?
Uh-huh.
7 plus 8 is 15.
15? 15's not bad. You're trying to suss out the warden's feelings on what?
Does he work for the armadillo because it's a cause that he believes in fully, or
No,
could
no.
he be swayed?
You get the sense that if the warden was given ample evidence that Bristlebeard was not the true High King and that someone else should be on the throne, he could potentially be swayed to your cause to release Sir Robb. But you also get the sense that, the beast is in there for a reason, and they're not just going to let that guy go. So, if your goal is to get both of them out, it would be better not to clue the warden in on your plans. But diplomacy is a viable option if you just care about getting Sir Robb. But that said, it's also, it's going to come down to dice rolls, and it's going to depend on evidence presented. And this is a situation where, I know you have very, very good persuasion, but there would be certain pieces of irrefutable evidence that you would have to present for you to be able to make a roll, basically.
Do we, out of character, do we still have that paperwork? Or is that, lost? The...
What? Oh,
that was
the...
sent from...
That was destroyed because it was on Sir Robb when he took you into Bristlebeard's throne room. Well, when he took you into the High King's throne room and Bristlebeard was waiting for you, Sir Robb was the one who had that, and he was captured shortly after. So you get the sense that was probably, the first time before he was executed was probably taken from him and destroyed.
I could send a message to the warden, similar to how I sent one to Rob. If you...
Have you met the warden?
No, but I know of him now.
Yeah, you kind of sussed out. You were the one who discovered that he was who he was. So I would say you're familiar enough that you can make an attempt.
However,
I understand that would be a bit odd to just suddenly get a message from a random stranger saying that you are friends with the rightful High Queen and the Queen of Rubril family, and that they should just release a prisoner.
It would also certainly clue them in to be on high alert for the following fortnight at least, which would make our jobs much more dangerous, more likely impossible if he is clued in that someone is coming to get prisoners.
alternately, I could send a message to one of the royal knights that was sent to interrogate as a diversion, perhaps telling them that we'll be attacking from somewhere else. I could pose as a messenger from Bristlebeard, an urgent intelligence blast that the group will be coming from wherever, when in fact we'll be coming from a different direction. That may remove them from the equation entirely.
I think in events like that, they've always been a step ahead of us, though. No matter what we say.
I will say I don't like the idea of what Lady Zeta is presenting with being a distraction at the gates, but I am a big proponent of the thought of making noise in the west and attacking in the east. Just to say, if we could create some sort of diversion or distraction in the main courtyard and yet make our entry and exit from the sewers, then I think it'd be more likely that we could get in and out undiscovered, at least without raising an alarm towards where we actually are. But that doesn't necessarily have to revolve around, one of us being that distraction. We could perhaps get some fertilizer and various other chemicals and put together some sort of explosive device that could create confusion in one area while we're in another. We could have it on some sort of timer or...
I don't like our likelihood, though, that this place is intended to house Bristlebeard's most nefarious foes. I can't imagine it's run as
Right,
naively as a great many other prisons.
Right, we would risk a lockdown in that scenario, which could be worse for us.
Do we know from reputation or anything, is there any sort of magical components to this incarceration?
They would almost certainly have to have a way of holding beast weavers, so it would only make sense if there was some sort of arcane manifestations of some sort.
Do I
contained?
will my spells be even usable while we're inside?
What if somebody went with me? Splitting up, I do hate. I don't enjoy it, but we're trying to move more quietly anyway.
You have found out we are simply trading you for Rob, and that's not where we want to be either.
No.
I imagine Rob would sooner give his life than have either of you two captured.
But I am better at getting out of things than Rob is. Listen, it didn't happen once, but this isn't. Even though it's a great prison, I can't imagine it's as good as what they had there.
Yeah, previously when you guys were captured in the castle and kept in the castle dungeons at Oak Ridge, so you never saw any of these
Whereas
prisons.
here, regardless of how bad the armadillo wants me dead, he's not going to do it without pomp and circumstance. They'd still have to transport me again.
At this point, I don't trust anything that armadillo would do.
No, but I feel good about my odds of convincing this warden to just give up the goat, if you will. Thank you.
What would you use to sway him to your side?
A sense of righteousness.
Right. Do you have any evidence that what you say is the truth? From what I've gathered in our time apart, is the warden is very intellectually minded. Very he appreciates facts and
as we know, our friend here can guarantee the truth. As an outside party who brings me to face judgment.
That is true.
While the rest of you are on standby to, break people out of prison should that be the case.
I do think there would need to be... I think you would need to disguise yourselves to get the meeting, but we do know of 2 royal knights who are supposed to arrive shortly. Perhaps you arrived early?
I can disguise myself. Can you disguise yourself? I can disguise one person, and it went very badly very recently when we tried to disguise multiples.
Right.
And it was blamed on me, but it's not my fault. I
Right.
told him how to be a bird.
Yes, no, that was fully on Brass.
I'm not proficient with disguise kits. I am proficient with thieves' tools.
You don't have... Right, so what I was suggesting is we put the plans together, correct? Elzor can reach out to the warden, but not to distract him or confuse him, but to simply say, as an outside member who has no stakes here, I would like to arrange a meeting between you and the alleged traitor to the High Crown.
No, to the rightful queen. Why
Well,
would you suggest
sure,
that?
but if Elzor makes his opinion known, then he's no longer a third party with no stakes, right? That proves him to be an ally.
Saying
Well,
that we
but
have
as we've-
proof.
As we've said before, Elzor has been seen now on multiple occasions defending yourself and your friends, so might himself, even though he has access to these magics that can prove whether someone is being trustworthy, they may not believe that he is doing so in goodwill.
Right. Well, that's why you butter people up. Obviously, you, Mr. Warden, are so righteous that you could see that there needs to be more investigation than what was provided, and I'm here to allow you to do that and to show people what real good crime solving is.
I feel like
Perhaps raise some suspicions that we went to a warden to make these claims.
Well, we want our friend back.
here's my concern. What if it doesn't work?
Sure.
What's our exit strategy?
Well, hopefully you would just wander out, and I would figure something out.
I think that's usually how these things go. Once
But-
you're within the walls of a prison and they find out that you shouldn't be there and they want you captured, you just wander out.
Well, Elzo's not under arrest for anything as far as I know.
He interrupted an execution, I'm told.
He wasn't known.
Didn't you call lightning forth from the sky? I wasn't present, forgive me, but I've heard stories.
About a dozen times.
Oh, I
Right.
thought for some reason they didn't realize it was him.
He was in the
I
crowd.
thought we specifically
He
asked about
was in the
that.
crowd, but then he like rendezvoused with you guys at the edge of the as you were. He like joined the
He
group
jumped
as you
in
ran
the
away.
carriage.
Probably.
Yeah.
Run away. Whatever.
You've been made basically.
Yeah.
Multiple times now.
And even before that fight, you fought with us
Yeah.
like a dozen times or whatever.
Listen, this only plays into really my particular set of skills, but I say we go in through the sewers and just try to get in and out unnoticed. And
Yes.
if we run into any guards along the way, we take them out and hide the bodies.
If we can get there before the Royal Knights, then I think that sort of a plan has a much better chance of succeeding.
Yes.
But if we're
You
going
have-
to do that, we need to do it.
Forgive me, you've mentioned in your story earlier that you've used poisons. Do you have anything particularly dangerous or deadly that you could
I
concoct given
do.
time? Perhaps we wait until the Royal Knights are present. And forgive me for suggesting this, but if we wait until they are in the room with Sir Robb, they'll be distracted. We come in, each of us with a dagger coated in this specific poison. 2 more problems taken care of. Bristlebeard's trusted agents are taken care of. We get Robb, we get out. No one's any the wiser.
Yes, perhaps we can intercept them.
Did you tell me I got the bad poison?
You had one use of that.
I have one.
But if you wanted to take the time to gather materials and try and make some more, you could do that before the infiltration.
I'll try. Could I get? Would anybody mind helping me find some things?
If we want to do that route, the thing is incredibly difficult to get the jump on and to hit at all. If we mess this up, we have 2 Kingsguards to contend with. We've seen how that ends.
Well, that
But it will still be 5 against 2.
would make
6
it.
if we get Robb. 7 if we get Robb and the Beast free.
Not including whatever guards there might already be there.
Well,
That's
this
true.
could be where distraction is helpful. If we can get the rest of everybody to distract everyone, even if that is starting a fight, you and I can be on our guard in the shadows to severely poison and maim in the way that I don't know, maybe you do accidentally to a high king. That kind of poison is what I'm talking here.
I have faith that the winds of Zephyria will guide our blades. You think back to those few moments in the battle when there was cannon fire going off, and there's like this lingering tune of Munan's words and music that seem to like guide your strikes. Basically, you remember that she has bardic inspiration and can kind of aid in getting a hit in if you need to. Plus, being a couple of rogues with advantage, you've got good chances.
All right.
I assume I don't have enough time to get everybody the super good poison. Probably
Well-
just one more use.
Well, we're gonna find out. I have readied the tray of fate. We're gonna go
This
ahead.
always goes bad for me.
We're gonna go ahead and make. I'm gonna say you can make either investigation or nature. This is to find the materials. I'm gonna say, so we'll say on a DC 20 you find enough for 1 more. On a 25 you find enough for 2 more, and we'll just go increments of 5.
Hang on, give your dice a little kiss right on the forehead.
I'll give it a kiss on the 20.
There you go.
That's a single digit. I know it is.
It looks like a 5 to me. What do you add to nature or?
I had a whole 9 to investigation.
Okay.
What did you want me to say that I add a 15 to any of them?
You never know. Ellsworth rolled a crazy insight check earlier. It's like a 12 on the die and a 24 total.
Yeah.
My perception is plus 11, so.
Oh, you had help because you asked people to help you find things.
yeah.
So you do have advantage on this roll.
Gonna go so good.
I think that's a 6.
That's a 9
Oh.
plus
I
9.
added 9.
Oh, so total 18 doesn't quite get us to 20.
I don't have anything in this list of cool things I know how to do
Oh,
that
can
was
I-
going to get me to a
Can I provide guidance?
Yeah. I'll just
So
leave this here and you
+4.
can roll into it.
Well, you don't re-roll.
Plus a d4.
No,
Yeah.
yeah, D4. Yeah.
So you just need to roll a 2 or higher.
1.
I'm gonna kill myself
Hang on.
right here for the audience.
Hang on. Munin is present. She will expend a use of bardic inspiration. What did you just roll?
This is
That was a D8.
This is hey. At a certain point, this became sad.
That's a 21, so you do find it out.
But it doesn't feel good. Do you know what I mean? It feels pitiful.
It doesn't feel good when your friends help you?
Not after they've had to help so many times. It starts to feel sad.
I'm sorry. Well, you succeed anyway.
It's really difficult to come by ingredients. It's,
Yeah.
You can't just
Like
like
dragging my corpse.
Cool, I mean, the best
street.
poison that there is. Whatever, yeah.
2 times even.
No, I made it once.
Yeah.
Twice now.
I've never made this.
True.
your
just-
mom gave it
you-
to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Okay, yeah. So yeah, she gave you 1 use, but you have 2 uses is
I
what I'm
understand.
saying.
It just,
It just
feel
took
good.
a while where you're like, I think it's this berry. Nope. Was
Why
that
don't
that
you
one?
try
How about
it?
This one.
Oh boy.
What?
Nice. So
Okay.
yeah.
Nice.
I'll give 1 dagger to Hugin with it. I'm gonna wrap the hilt in something, or the sheath in something very notable. This is the poison one. This is the super
well-
fucking poison one.
We'll say that.
We can't do this twice.
Are you keeping the other for yourself?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
You do that as like Hugin is using her dagger to like eat some meat. Right, that one. Got it.
Munin is kind of like watching this endeavor. She's like, I don't want to, I don't mean to offend, but I'm confident in your abilities to strike. I can only aid one of you, but I have the utmost confidence in myself if you wanted to impart the poison to me.
Here's the thing. We just met. I think you know at this point that we don't trust you all the way.
I've gathered
Sure.
that, yes.
The last time I gave this to someone, they killed the High King and caused everything that you're seeing right now.
Right, but
Right.
our goal right now is technically for the High King to die. So if it's the same outcome,
Right.
but also, our plan with these daggers is just, it's a backup plan in case we
I
come
thought
into
this
contact.
was the main plan.
Well, yes, well, it's a main plan. If we come into contact with 2 knights while they're interrogating Robb, then we use these daggers, 1 on each of them, and hopefully drop them with a single strike. Quietly. No one knows any the wiser.
It's worth noting it did take a second last time
Right.
we did this. What do you want me to do?
Azalia, if you had the dagger and you somehow failed this strike, you would be in close with the King's Guard.
Right. And if I hand it to your, I'm just going to real quick, your mother, maybe, we hope,
I'm
and
Hugin's
she
mother. It's
uses
been
it on-
proven with magics.
somebody else.
good news is that she can only kill one of us, so...
Alright, here you go. Here's the super killer death dagger that ruined our lives as we know them the first time somebody else held it. Have at.
She takes it very gingerly. She
Let's do
ties
this.
Hey, if you're gonna kill somebody else, make it me, because I won't be blamed twice.
I'll take credit for this one.
She ties a strip of black cloth to the hilt of the dagger so she knows which one is that one, and tucks it on the opposite hip of her main weapons. I can assure you that I will only be using this to take out our enemies.
Sure. Whatever. I'm gonna go to that tavern in the same disguise. I'm going to drink
hand you
until
a
I'm
flask.
half dead.
Are we taking a night of rest then? Or are we moving immediately?
I presumed that we still had time that we needed to kill.
Do we know how long?
Well, I mean, at this point, they've arrived.
Oh.
Because, like, by the time you guys got to the area to kind of, like, scope things out, Sir Robb arrived the day before. So he's already been in the prison for at least a full night and day. I do think it would be good for us to rest up and be in top shape, but perhaps we go to bed early and strike before the sun rises late in the night.
Cover of darkness would be best, and also a long rest would be helpful for the gem's soul to be of any use, to be honest.
Well, it's already been a day.
Yes. Yeah,
So
you guys have had
we've
a
had
long
a long
rest.
rest.
Had a long rest? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because it took us a day at least to get here, and then a day of like hanging out and interrogating the town.
Yeah, but
So-
if we're like, go that whole time,
Yeah.
I didn't know if it
At
was
this point, the only things that have been expended are things that you have used in your search.
Perhaps I could send a message to Rog Shatterscale. And
to eat shit and die? Yes, please do.
well, I was thinking perhaps a bit of false intelligence about when we plan to strike and where from, so that we might catch them by surprise, or at least.
I mean,
Don't
the
you
only
think-
reason we would do that is to distract them and throw them off,
Right.
Which
don't
could
you think-
backfire.
which they would know. You know what I'm saying?
Sure, but you know.
I feel like our current plan to infiltrate this prison is already a crazy thing that no one should or would do. So to then inform them that we're going to do that at some point, we'll just cue them in that, oh, they're definitely going to do this.
Ooh, we could capture another guard somewhere
see.
else and send a message saying that we've all been captured
Well, we know where the
on
guards...
the way.
I mean, if we're worried about being spotted inside, we know where the guards drink. We could just catch some off their shift. Azalea could
You can say seduce.
seduce them. I was trying to think of the word. My brain was saying subdue.
In a way.
We could have you seduce and subdue them. We are waiting in the room when you enter, take them out, and gather up their clothing for disguises once we're inside.
They are going to wake up or be found before we make it to the prison.
Not if we kill
burn
them.
down the place.
We could always barricade the doors, burn them down,
Oh,
put them
well,
inside.
I was thinking
That'll cause a distraction as well.
we kill them, hide the bodies in a trunk or a closet or something, and then immediately head to the prison. So that, you know, once their bodies are found at first light, we'll hopefully already be in and out.
Right, so it's not that I'm opposed to the killing part.
Right.
Right. The bigger problem is they're likely due for some sort of shift at some point. The last thing that we need is anybody knowing that something is going on.
Well, couldn't we just suss out a few that just got off shift and are less likely to be going back to work in a few hours?
By the next day,
We could.
before we've finished what we're doing, somebody's probably going to become aware that a bunch of guards are dead.
We could
I
interrogate it.
would like to go save Rob.
Yes,
I think the better thing is just to do it as quietly as possible.
I agree.
If we're not aiming for a distraction, we don't need to be rustling anything up.
Are we ready then?
Sure.
Right.
I mean, hopefully I hit something, otherwise, problems.
I'm
Don't
entering,
miss.
So, are we going to go in through the sewer then? We're going to rest, go in through the sewer, hit the King's Guards if we see them, otherwise get out as quickly as possible.
Right. And if we can, let out the beast so that he can maybe do some big murder.
If
Leave the way we came. Exit strategy
As long
through
as
the
it's not
sewers.
blocked.
Right.
I don't know if we had specifically said, but since I don't have access to Revivify, did we say it was cool for me to have access to Lightning Bolt instead?
Yeah.
Okay.
Fair trade.
Nice.
Because I won't be able to call lightning inside of the prison.
Right.
But I can wreck some people.
What if there's a
instead.
skylight?
I mean, someone can make one.
So,
If only we were bringing brass.
we transition now. We find ourselves standing in the woods. There's a soft burbling of water and plops of shit falling into a little stream outside.
Are we considered rested at this point?
Yes, you've taken a
Just
long rest.
watching you would take that in.
It's like when we get to this campaign, you and I are enemies.
I mean, this is the combative DM campaign.
Happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary!
Oh,
Was that today?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Happy We've been married for 2 years.
anniversary.
We're gonna go get ice cream after.
Have an anniversary down at Bolt.
We're getting ice cream.
No.
we're getting ice cream.
And talking about how angry I am.
So,
I'm gonna get the bee's knees.
we find ourselves outside the sewer exit and entrance, potentially, of the Howling Keep. There's a large grate that the water's just kind of spilling out of. As you all kind of gather around and get closer, looking in, you can see there is just like the faint hint of torchlight deep within this pipe.
Is it moving?
It's like flickering like flame.
As though, is it moving, bobbing, as though somebody is holding it? Or
No,
is
it seems like a
fixed?
sconce, and really you're just kind of seeing it reflected on like a wall.
Okay.
From a distance, this looks like, oh yeah, that's just like the sewer outlet. There's a bunch of shit and gunk pouring out. But getting closer and looking in, knowing what you know, that this is a place where prisoners are sometimes transported, you see that it actually does lead to a space inside. It's not just like a network of tunnels. Who would like to attempt to lift the sewer grate to get inside?
Oh, I don't know if any of
Not
us
me.
go for that.
I'm pretty strong.
Oh,
Not super strong, but I'm a little strong.
Perhaps if we will help, it will...
I'll give myself guidance also.
Nice.
nice.
At least Munin will help you,
Yeah.
give you advantage.
And
Azalea won't help, but
You can do it, Bardic. I'm helping.
what is that?
A D8.
you can add them later.
Ooh.
Natural 20,
Natural
baby!
20.
What the fuck?
Oh yeah.
Aren't you glad you didn't waste that?
Or orange, I glad.
Munin
Something worse.
Munin steps over to help and is also lifted as the grate like swings upward and is just like off of her feet for a second, like kicks her little raven legs before dropping back down to the ground.
Oh.
You easily hold it open while everyone scuttles inside. And now I need everyone to make some stealth checks.
All right, not bad.
Quietly. And I will Bardic Inspiration.
Which
For
of you,
having low decks, not bad.
Ellsworth, you probably seem the least
Plus a D8 if
sneaky,
you-
right?
I would have swapped out that breastplate that we were talking about. So
Nice.
my AC is 17 instead of 19 right now, I think.
Okay, but you don't have disadvantage on this roll. Munin is going to give you Bardic Inspiration.
Oh, I have
He already
two.
has one.
Yeah, I
Can you
have
stack
that
them?
already.
Oh, then yeah, hold on to that.
I am gonna.
No, you cannot stack.
And I still have guidance. Did you already roll?
Are we in dim light or darkness? I assume.
It is darkness, yeah.
So I get advantage on stealth.
Ooh.
Is that a Corvum thing?
Yes.
Nice. Then Munin also gets advantage. Excellent.
What kind of rogue are you?
What kind of rogue?
The cool kind.
You're the magic kind, right?
You're Inquisitor, right?
Inquisitor, yeah.
Neat.
So I rolled a 16. I'm not sure if I should use the inspiration on that or not. Are we gonna have to roll stealth more than once apiece? Getting in here, or
It depends on, like, as long as you're not discovered, no. Like, these will kind of carry through.
I rolled a 15.
Okay.
do we know what the DC is before I use this inspiration?
No, because basically I'll roll perception
I-
checks for
what is
any
your
guards that you might
dex?
pass. Even I don't
12.
know what the DC is yet.
I would add it.
Well, I have a 16 currently, because I am proficient in stealth.
Okay, 16 isn't bad.
Nice.
I also have excellent
If
dark
it
vision
makes
as an owl. If that's
a difference to roll the
Nice.
15. So,
That's a 25 for Munin,
17.
17 for Azalea.
27 for Hugan.
I've been
Nice.
running with Garbo this campaign.
Excellent. So, you guys quietly make your way in, avoiding areas of built-up muck and sewage, kind of stepping around. There's actually a little walkway off to the side that you can easily kind of step on, but like even the gunk has even built up on that a little bit, and are quietly stepping through. Could I have everyone make perception checks?
17.
Nice.
13,
Okay.
which means I rolled a 2.
Wow.
Whoa!
16.
16.
18.
Nice.
My passive
Great.
perception is 21.
Mine is only 15.
Minus 17.
My passive insight is 21 though.
My passive investigation is 24. Too bad it never comes up.
I can.
It actually does come up in this instance. Thank you for letting me know that. So as you guys are stepping through, first off on those perception checks, all of you hear this faint sort of like clicky sucking sound. As you notice up ahead, there are 4 watch roaches that are just kind of like prowling just outside of where the tunnel ends.
Say watch roaches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gross.
Like what watchdogs would be in
Yeah.
this universe.
I'm not petting them.
You see they all have collars on as they're kind of like just prowling in the chamber up ahead. Azalea, you see as Munin is kind of like leaning forward and keeping eyes out and is about to step on this like strange little puffed up section that looks like the stone, but it doesn't, it's got like a weird bulge to it. And you manage to like stop her just in time and point down, and both of you see, I'll say on your passive investigation, what do you know what this is? You kind of like just barely tap at it, and it kind of like gives this like little jiggle, and it's this weird leathery substance. It seems very thin, that seems to be filled with some sort of gas. And you stop Munin before she punctures it and sets off whatever this trap is.
Some sort of gas bladder.
So, you see the chamber ahead of you, which is where you're headed. There are these 3 watch roaches. What do you guys do about those, if anything?
Can we avoid them?
Not if you go into that room, which you have to do to get in.
I'm gonna cast Speak with Bugs.
Nice, you do so.
Yeah. You're like, hey man.
No. That's their job. As soon as they're aware of us, they'll make us know.
You call out, "Hey man!" and
Hey, man.
they like
God damn it.
one of them like stands up at alert and like skitters over. It's like, "Who goes there and speaks thy tongue?"
Oh, it's just me. I got you want a little treat or some shit? I don't know.
Make a persuasion check with advantage.
Please.
With advantage.
Do you still have the bardic?
Not better. Not one for one of them. 9.
Did you get a bardic inspiration?
I gave
Nope.
I gave you one.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
D8?
Yeah.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, I remember that conversation happening. I don't think you used it though.
14.
Oh, that's much better. The other 2 kind of like, you see there's like one larger one which kind of answered the call and 2 smaller ones that kind of skitter up next to him, kind of like looks over your group. I would partake in such a delicious meal, but I've been instructed to raise the alarm upon any intruders.
Oh, no. We ain't intruders. We're just, passing through. It ain't no big deal.
You are meant to be here,
Yeah,
and you bring snacks.
obviously.
Might I inspect them?
Pull out some chocolate donut holes.
Yeah,
donut holes for sure.
What do you pull out to feed them?
Jerky? I don't know.
Oh, nice, yeah. You pull out some jerky and they kind of like sniff and just like eat it with their little nasty cockroach mouths.
Beautiful.
This whole time, like, are we just watching him hissing at cockroaches, them hissing back at him?
he kind of like looks over you and your group, and he's like, "And these ones, they travel with you as your retinue.
Yep.
You may pass, but do not raise trouble, or it shall come down upon our heads. Good day to you, sir." And they kind of like all skitter out of the way. You all watch as Puckle steps forward and just kind of hisses at some cockroaches and feeds them, and then they just kind of chill and hang out.
Oh yeah.
Just not what I expected to happen.
Moving on.
Good thing we brought that one.
Wild.
You continue through, and you find yourselves at this large doorway that seems to kind of slide to the side. And as you kind of take it and quietly slide this large doorway, you see that it's actually moving what appears to be a like full-size painting on the opposite wall. So actually like a hidden doorway from the other side.
What is the material of this prison now that we're inside of it? Just
Stone.
Stone.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect.
As you're opening, that spell lasts for an hour, right?
10 minutes.
10 minutes? Okay. It's still active just long enough as you're opening it. The cockroach calls out, "Will you be coming back this way, sir? With more snacks?"
Yeah.
Excellent. In that case, you should avoid the middle tiles in the next tunnel.
The
Or they
what?
shall- the middle
middle?
tiles, yes.
Okay.
Or they shall collapse the ceiling upon your head. And then we would not get our snacks, and I would be quite sad.
Definitely come back with more snacks.
Wonderful. Claps his little cockroach hands.
Aw. He's become cute.
Yeah,
That's what you all hear.
Cannibal Lecter noises.
Yeah.
I can't do it. Nope.
For then you shall be our snacks. You all step through into the next chamber. Puckle, I assume you voice this to your friends and companions?
Nope.
The roof collapses. Oopsies.
Excellent. Stepping out into this chamber and keeping to the walls, very dimly lit in this space, but you see up ahead there are a couple of torches. There's an archway that at the end of this hall are stairs that lead upward.
Yeah.
And you do notice that these torches do have a bit of a sway to them. There appear to be two guards standing post facing the opposite direction at the end of this hall.
Do they look beefy?
It's a couple of wolves.
Do they look like they could get one-shotted?
Do they look wise?
They're guards, so you would imagine that they probably have a keen perception.
Oh. That's
It's like their whole job is watching, smelling.
not usually my first guess about guards.
Oh, well, guards are typically hired to watch things, so they have to be perceptive.
You don't say.
Is there any chance any of my poisons are like chloroform?
I'm gonna say probably not.
Yeah, you're
I'm
huge
gonna
here.
look at the.
Well, I'm gonna say you used up all of your uses of the knockout and forget poison on interrogating guards to get information.
What did you say?
I'm just gonna be like,
Munin slowly pulls out a dagger,
Yeah.
the non-poisoned one.
I'll draw one of my regular poisoned ones and
I'm gonna try to sneak up on him.
yeah.
She'll like motion at the two of you and point at the one on the right, and then herself and the one on the left. Nod.
I'll cast ambush prey on myself
Nice.
when we get
wait,
within like
what the
5
fuck
feet.
is that?
Once we're within 5 feet, I just disappear.
The rest of you hang back a bit.
Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna make a quick perception check for these guards. They don't seem to notice as the two ravens and the fox prowl forward quietly and kind of like looking at each other and nodding. You all spring your attacks at once. Go ahead and make your attack rolls with advantage because they did not notice you. Nice. That's a 22 from Munin.
Ugh.
Come on, that sucks. That's
I said dagger. Munin's using her rapier for this because that makes more sense.
Could be worse.
Yeah,
Fine.
that's 17 with the rapier.
17
20.
hits.
26.
26 also hits. So yeah, you guys go ahead and roll damage. Don't forget to add your sneak attack. Munin, just dagger in the side of the throat, punches out the front. That guard is dead.
27 damage.
27. That alone is enough to kill the second guard.
13.
The two of you,
30?
13.
Oh,
13.
still.
Yeah, the two of you
Brutal.
go
For all
like
the dice that
I believe in you.
the two of you go dagger on either side of the throat and just like make basically an X across the larynx, and no sound comes out, and also instantly dies. Two guards slump to the
I
ground.
like that you're still like,
It's just not. When your party says to you, I don't think you are going to be able to hit somebody later with this special dagger, you're like, things have been going bad over here, huh?
That
you
doesn't-
just
no,
killed the
that-
dude. It's
That was
fine.
not the
That wasn't
point.
what Munin was saying. What Munin was saying is basically like, I have the utmost confidence in myself.
And mine was which this is a game of chance,
Can't teleport.
it would, that would suck. And for me, I can just bamf.
yeah.
It
And you
didn't
want me
feel
to-
good. And then I keep rolling bad.
And you want Munin dead anyway, so
Do you want me?
No, I just don't think she has the right to speak about what we're going to be doing, and I don't appreciate that she did. Can we drag these back?
What?
Should we just drag these back to the boat?
Yeah, man. Let's do it.
All right, we're going to go ahead and drag those bodies back.
Whoa,
I'm gonna look for keys on their
wait, will that
bodies. for-
alert the bugs to our nefarious?
Take their clothes off. Tell them that we found these nefarious interlopers.
We don't have to go back that far. It's fine. Just to the end of the hallways.
we could feed them to the bugs.
That's what I was saying.
Oh.
We take their clothes off and feed them to the bugs so that nobody else finds out that somebody just these gods.
Did these
seem
clothes
like
fit any of you?
Just gonna be like, hey y'all, brought you a snack.
Oh, goody.
Does it seem like anyone would even be coming
Tearing
here
into
this
the
way?
flesh.
Anybody could. Anybody could. We don't know when the guards change. We don't know anything.
You see that there's as you drag the bodies back and feed them to the cockroaches, which dig in ferociously and are very easily stripping hide and flesh away. You see there's like a number of other bones in the corner that look a little too big to be, like other bugs.
Bugs don't have bones.
Bugs don't have bones. There's bones, so the implication.
Not bugs.
So the implication is that they are from animals.
It'd be wild if they did have bones, though, in this world.
You get the sense that
Bugs have bones.
you get the sense that any prisoners who die of either natural or accidental causes in the prison might just be, a snack.
Fed to the-
they
yeah.
don't seem like they're like, oh, this is a surprise and a new thing for us. They're just like, oh, food, yes.
Yeah.
Do the gods close?
Oh, I do like you.
Either
This is
of you.
fun. Great.
Yeah, do the clothes fit any of us?
What type of armor are they wearing?
They're carrying shields and cudgels.
Mm.
And yeah, they're wearing like worm hide armor.
Is that like leather, basically? or-
Yeah, it's hide armor.
Do they have insignia that, aside from the armor, like tabards or anything that show them to be guards?
Yeah, they have like a uniform for sure. It's they wear in this prison they would probably just wear standard like red and gold technically of House Luperel because they're in Timberhaven. They just have like red tabards with a gold symbol of a wolf's head.
You can just put the tabard on.
Okay, yeah, you do so.
If I'll fit in either of their armor.
Yeah, make a quick luck check. You just want to roll higher than a 5.
14.
Nice. Yeah, you can easily throw.
That laugh was very different than what it was.
You easily
It was almost not.
throw a tabard over yourself as well.
Do they have keys or anything on their person also?
Make an investigation check.
Oh boy.
12.
I'll check the other guy.
Yeah, go for it.
Hey.
For once. Natural 20.
Nice. Yeah, you do find a set of keys on one of the guards. It's like a key ring, but there's a single key on it.
Nice.
Along with a note that says, I love you, Mummy. Have a good day at work.
I just kind of ripped that up.
You do so. And Canon, they had that.
Don't be late for little Wolfie's recital. He's
Yep.
counting on you.
Congratulations on your promotion.
Oh, no.
Your retirement is tomorrow, and we're ever so looking forward to it.
She was too young to retire.
Moving forward, you head up the staircase. Again, probably keeping to like the edges of the room just for safety. And reaching the top, there is a large steel door that is closed and locked.
Are there anywhere we can see through?
Yeah, there's a small opening that's got bars along it that you can peer out if you want to make a perception check.
11.
Peering out, you see a number of bunks. A few of them, about 4 of them, appear to have figures sleeping in them. And there's a chest at the foot of each bed. And a couple of them have, like, there's just like a helmet sitting on top. It appears to be like you're looking into guard barracks.
All right. I'm going to stage
So
whispering.
there's someone asleep at each bunk or what?
Yeah.
There are, did I say 4 people sleeping? There are 4 people sleeping in one each of like 10 bunks.
Yeah.
Are there anyone awake?
Not that you could see.
We could potentially make it through. Why did you point?
I mean, you can sneak by. It's fun.
Well, the 3 of us can. I don't.
I mean, we could just...
Although, if we're going to come back out this way, we're going to not want them here.
So we take care of them one by one? Quietly?
Or it was more than enough of us all at once.
I have a question. They're wearing the tabards of House Luperil. Would they not show allegiance to him?
So they're not wearing specifically tabards of Luperel. It's the colors of Luperel because they're within Timberhaven. This is a prison that technically the High King oversees, but House Luperel controls this region as well.
Gotcha.
So these are not like royalty or guards. I mean, technically they're loyal to House Luperel, but they're not like employed by House Luperel. It's just guard uniforms. Mostly they're probably commoners. Do you all have the confidence that you could strike a vital point?
Left my warhammer.
I mean, I've seen for certain that the 2 of you have no issue doing so.
I'll lift up a stick.
I mean, I can strike.
Well, we could ask them who they're loyal to if you're concerned about optics.
I mean, that would
But then
prevent.
they'd be awake.
Yeah, that would prevent us.
So we can take a sure thing and ask forgiveness from whatever gods you pray to later.
I was just asking.
Sure.
I don't care about killing.
All right.
The
Now we
winds
know
of
the
Zephyr
command.
have brought them to this place and put them in our way, so I would see it as her will that we do what we will.
Yes.
All right. We'll talk about how we use the religion to meet our needs later.
No.
What are you asking?
You just go along one by one and kill them all.
Yes,
Right. That's what we're saying.
let's do that.
Not all of us at once.
No.
Let's do that. The 3 of
Yeah.
us. We'll go in, take them out.
Okay, let's do it.
3 at a
Right.
time.
Okay.
All right. The 3 of you going in, make another stealth check as you did just attack some guards, though from quietness. Just to reset with advantage if it's if you're.
Is a net 20 in you?
I'm going to.
Nice.
I'm changing my guidance to Azalea. for
Nice.
this.
Okay.
Why do we have advantage?
Because they're asleep
Oh, nice.
and you're hidden. Well, no, you don't have advantage. The 2 Corvums, the Ravens, have advantage because it's a dark space.
Then those rolls never happened.
If you want to use your ambush prey again, then you
I
would.
only get one.
Okay.
21.
21.
Nice.
Nice. Yeah. All of you are over 20. Their passive perceptions while asleep are not going to notice you as you secretly step your way into the room.
I'm gonna switch to my rapier.
Nice. Yeah. Quietly unlock the door and press it open. Luckily, it does not squeak at all on its hinges as you step in. And quietly, we're just going to go ahead and we're going to do 1 roll each with it. This time you do have advantage because they're unaware of your presence. We're just going to roll this as a blanket attack. So if any of these miss or don't do enough damage, then we'll roll initiative.
Well, I mean, that one's good.
That's a 21
Well,
for Munin.
the other one. Is that 20?
No, it's
Oh, okay.
48 points of damage from Munin.
It was a 23 to hit.
23 hits.
27 to hit, sorry.
Yeah, 27 also hits.
18 points of damage.
18 is just enough.
Nice.
I was going to ask if this would count as like a critical attack since they're asleep or whatever.
Right.
It does for Munin.
Oh.
Oh.
Sick. Oh, he's so cool.
Assassin Row?
Interesting. It's interesting because in the past, when you've attacked the party while we're sleeping, it counts as a critical hit every time.
Those were assassins using the assassin stat block. It's almost like there's some sort of feature that if you get an attack on someone and they're surprised and you're before them in initiative, it's counted as a critical strike.
Suspect!
Information that you guys don't have, because that's meta knowledge.
It's interesting
Oh,
that it's only ever been inconvenient and never helpful to me.
Well, it's going to be hilarious when you guys realize Munin is just like, just your mom. She's just a cool mom.
26 damage.
26 is enough. So, working together, you systemically go through the room and murder every sleeping guard in such a way that their bodies don't even stir. Anyone who poked their head into this room would just see a bunch of sleeping guards, unless they looked closer and saw the pools of blood beneath their cots.
I'm gonna blow out any lanterns that are in here.
Yeah, it was
We all
already
have
very...
vision, right?
You should. You're all
do.
animals.
Yep.
A possum has to have
Yeah,
night
100%,
vision.
Yeah.
Thank-
I think on it for a second, but yeah.
I mean, I say it's not great, but it can still see in dark.
Yeah.
I can see everything.
They are like half blind or some shit,
Yeah,
right?
they don't have the best eyesight.
Yeah.
My pupils go.
They got crazy good noses, though.
Those guards taken care of. As you're going through and doing this, the three of you also notice, just with your passive perceptions, that there is a pair of guards standing outside of the door to the barracks as well, that are awake and standing guard.
Same things before.
Yep.
Not.
Okay, fine.
Do you want me to
No, it's fine.
generate an area of silence?
Yes. Yes, if you can have it just inside the door, we can pull them in and strike while bringing them into the space.
And I can do that as a ritual. It'll just take me 10 minutes, if that's okay.
It's a long time. Just be quiet.
Let's just do it.
I can cast it as a spell. Oh, wait, no, did I? Hold on.
You could also just bring them in and close the door.
You just kill them. It's fine.
Okay, yeah, just do that.
Azalea, I'm not particularly strong. Could you help me get the body inside?
Yeah, sure, whatever.
All right.
Help.
All right.
Guidance.
Nice. That's a D4. Go ahead and make first the attack rolls. With advantage, we'll carry those stealth rolls over because everybody was asleep.
That's 19 to hit.
Nice. 26, 19 hits. Go ahead and roll damage. 52. 46 points of damage from
Holy
Munin.
shit, mama.
Is every hit that she lands that she's hidden from and you haven't rolled initiative is automatically a crit for her, and she gets sneak attack on top of that. So she's a murder machine.
She's wonderful.
That's 19.
With the help of Azalea, 19 is just enough. 18 is the target number for these hit points for these standard guards. With Azalea's help, you manage to, she like stabs in the neck, and the two of you bring the body inside. Hugan, go ahead and make a quick athletics check.
Which dice do it?
You've struck and killed. Now you just need to get the body out of sight of anyone that might pass by without making too much noise and being noticed.
All right, I get a +0 to athletics, so that'll be fun.
Nice.
That's a 2.
Okay.
Can I help?
Yeah, Elzor, you can help at this point, so roll with advantage. Well, I'll give you the choice. Do you want to roll with advantage, or do you want Elzor to roll as
I
well?
want Elzor to do it. Because you're
Okay.
going to see a little bird, like, take the person out and then just, like, struggle.
We'll hop up and
12, but
You
use
do
my
have that bardic,
inspiration.
yeah.
19.
19
Nice.
is enough.
hell yeah.
Holy hell.
Damn.
Very
that
quietly,
info.
Elzor, you put a wing over the snout of this wolf as Hugin's blade is kind of like going through the neck, and quietly bring it around the corner. After Azalea and Munin get their body in, you kind of like there's a chair directly inside the door and you kind of like set one of the bodies there, and the other one you just kind of like lay them down, and Azalea and Munin roll them under the bed of one of the, or no, there's empty beds. You put them in the empty bed, and kind of like bring a a worm hide blanket up over them. Munin is like, all right, this is going well so far. The only issue is that if someone walks by and knows that there's supposed to be guards on post here, that's going to raise some suspicions. So we've got to be quick from here on out. Could I have everybody, as you kind of like peek your heads out, make an investigation check?
19.
19,
I'll guidance myself for this one.
25.
25,
10.
10. Is that a crit over there?
It is. It's a 27. A critical 27.
Hell yeah. So yeah, peering out, you see, very helpfully, it's like dark and dingy, and it's like long corridors, but you guys each go to the end of one of the hallways, and a group of you look around one end, and you see clearly labeled doorway that has scrawled over it armory, that has a pair of guards standing outside. As you just kind of like peer out and quickly peer back, you just get that. Elzor, you and we'll say Azalea go down to the other end and peer around, and you do see two guards standing outside of a door as well, on like a wall alongside. One of them is looking down in your direction, the other is looking another direction. So I'll have both of you roll stealth checks, but you do also notice a sign clearly labeled over that door that reads interrogation.
You said stealth.
Yes. I'll also say on a natural 20 for Elzor, that will give both of you advantage on this stealth check. You also hear a familiar voice screaming out from that room. It's kind of echoing.
So there's 4 total guards?
2.
2.
Yes.
Just 2 total.
2 outside the door. You can't see what's going on inside. But
So they're outside of the door that says interrogation, and then there's another door that says armory, but there's no guards in front of that?
there are in front of the armory as well. These are on, so like you guys stepped out of the barracks into a hallway that's kind of like this.
T junction?
Yeah.
Yeah.
At this end, looking around the corner, that's the armory.
Okay.
At this end, looking around the corner on this wall, kind of adjacent, is the interrogation room with two guys.
Okay. Guidance is D4.
Yes, guidance.
Well, you already gave me it.
Well, I have to
used
change
it.
it. So, but yeah, you have it.
Nice.
18.
18, nice.
What am I rolling? Sorry?
Stealth with advantage. Munin's going to give you Bardic Inspiration.
Oh, wonderful. I'll use it if I need it.
Yeah.
22.
Nice. You like peer around the corner. A guard kind of like moves his head in your direction. Both of you quickly pull yourselves back around and like wait. Your heart's pounding for a moment. You don't hear any approaching footsteps. He doesn't seem to have noticed you. Do any of you like? I assume you guys kind of quietly reconvene and communicate what you've seen.
Mm-hmm.
Pockle,
Mm-hmm.
you probably went down with Hugin and saw the armory, correct?
Yeah.
Go ahead and make a perception check as well.
That one was 12.
Oh.
Just gonna do that. You're gonna use that one from now on.
Yeah, you see the two guards outside of the armory door. You guys reconvene, talk about what you saw. What's the plan?
Well,
I don't think we can rightly sneak up on those guards. They'll see us coming, but we could try and rush in quickly and take them out before they know what hit them.
Or lure them, one or two. Or
I can try to use a hold person spell on one or more of them to freeze them in place while we try to do whatever it is we're doing otherwise.
That's
It's not guaranteed that it'll work though. They may overcome it if their wisdom overcomes my spell power.
and silence. Can you cast that?
Only as a ritual. I need 10 minutes to cast it.
I could try and charm them and distract them a bit and make them think that I'm friendly, and give the two of you a chance to take them out while they're distracted with an old friend.
We are wearing the guard outfits. We could perhaps approach one group and then the other group.
What is everyone's passive perception, by the way?
Very high.
16 for Hugin.
16?
19.
19.
15.
21.
Damn. Pockle and Azalea. Pockle, you kind of like kick yourself for not clocking this earlier, but you hear footsteps coming from the other direction, from near where the armory was. What sounds like figures heading in your direction.
I'm going to make some magic stones.
Okay.
As a hold person?
Which ones do you want me to hold, to try to hold? I
If
can
you
do
get-
up to 3.
If you get... Oh, well, the 2 guarding the door, and then we'll rush them, take them out, and go inside.
Okay, so just 2 then.
Yes.
Okay, so the 2 in front of the interrogation room? And do you want...
Can I? Is there only one set of footsteps coming our direction?
Yeah. Do I know how many people are like
On
coming?
that, make perception checks.
All of us? Or just...
24.
Nice. Did you guys communicate that you heard that?
17.
I'm assuming.
Yeah, I like.
Probably.
Okay. Yeah.
I
then
did
anybody
a hand motion.
anybody who's
So-
listening can make a check. You rolled a
17.
17 and 24.
Yeah.
2 or 3. It's hard to say because it's very echoey,
Okay,
but
I
there's
guess-
definitely multiple figures' footsteps.
I guess you should do that and we'll deal with whoever's coming. That's all we can do.
Well, if the hold person spell works, then we can all just rush them.
Sure. And then we can all get in the door and not have to worry about those ones.
There's probably somebody inside.
We'll
Can't
know
worry
this.
about it now.
We'll
I
be
pull
quiet
out
about it.
my rapier.
Okay.
I'm gonna try and
I'm
like tuck
going to
myself
make a second round of magic stones.
Who,
Okay.
who did you want me to hit with the hold person?
by the door.
The 2
2
guarding
by the
the
interrogation door? Okay.
I'm gonna try and hide so I can get sneak attack as these people are coming around.
Yeah, make a stealth check. So, are you trying to hide and attack the approaching guards? Or are you trying to get around? Like, is your plan to attack the people approaching, or just not be seen by them?
I'm trying to attack the people approaching.
Same.
Okay.
Dirty 20.
7.
Nice. Elzor, I need to make a couple of saving throws. Of what kind?
Wisdom, I believe.
Wisdom. Okay, I'll do the
Just
far guard
double check.
first.
Yeah.
That's a natural 2.
I
not
believe
succeed.
in my dice. It's fine.
And I'll do the next guard. Natural 1. I rolled a natural 1 and a natural 2.
That's
Wow.
a
Resist hold person.
Neither of those is a 16, so they're both held.
Yeah, Elzor, you pop around the corner. What does it look like as you cast hold person?
A little gust of wind as I do the verbal, somatic, and material component, which I just use my spell focus.
I imagine it is silent to a viewer, but
It is.
to looking at them, you see as like it's almost like they are caught in gale force winds and can't move. Both of their wolfy jowls are just like flapping in the wind as they're kind of like held in place, almost like pressed up against the wall.
There's like silent
Like
owl
lifted
feathers
up a little bit.
mixed
Yeah.
Yeah.
What does everybody do in this moment?
Rushing forward to attack them.
Okay. Yeah. Munin is going to do so as well. You guys hang back.
Well, we're hiding, waiting to attack the people who are approaching.
Yep.
Okay, so as soon as those are held, you guys step around the corner, and we'll say that's kind of like where you're hiding. There's not like stuff to hide behind, so we'll say you go around the corner and are kind of like peering out to watch as they approach. Excellent. Attacks with advantage from Munin and Hugin because they are basically incapacitated and can't do anything to defend themselves. Okay, that's a
Whoa!
hey.
Did you roll a 1 and 20 at the same time?
No, it's a 3. Ooh.
That's a
Oh, that looked like 1. Yeah.
21 from Munin, so that's a couple of crits.
Hell yeah.
So that's how many d6 do you roll for crit for sneak attack? I mean,
4.
4. Okay, so yeah, you guys will have the same addition to this. It's assuming you're using a rapier.
Yes.
Okay, so this will be
The plus 1 rapier,
so it'll be
right?
20,
That's 2 attack.
24 plus 8 is
And damage.
32.
Plus 1 rapier does
I mean, it's
plus
added-
1 damage as
Yeah.
well as attack, right?
Okay,
So yours will be
plus 4. Okay.
34 plus this roll plus 1. 32. Sorry.
Does that just take them out? I don't even know.
I mean,
it's
you
still-
rolled really well.
Yeah, it's fun to say what you rolled. That was 49 points of damage from Munin.
That's 23 on the dice. I forgot
Nice.
all the math.
So
And we
55. Damn.
55?
Nice. And she rolled an investigation check. 15 is enough. You guys rush forward. Do you go for the close one or the far one?
Only the far one.
Nice. We'll say like as you are just like sprinting down the hallway, you have like your rapier out to the side and just bring it across the throat of that one who's held in place, who just like, and like blood starts pouring down. You watch as Munin leaps up and presses hers into like right into the heart of the one that she attacks, and at the same time is feeling at the belt and comes back with a key ring with a single key on it again. She looks at all of you and nods, and she sticks it into the door and quietly begins to turn it to open the interrogation chamber. The two of you see the guards come around the corner. I'm going to make a quick roll. They come around the corner. They don't seem to notice you, oddly enough, even with that very, very bad stealth roll, Pockle. You're basically like standing at the end of the hall. It's like magic rock already swinging in a sling.
It's like a frozen possum that you just don't see in your yard.
Just play dead.
Yeah, mouth open and everything.
You watch. You fall down. You watch as this pair of 3 guards rounds the corner, and a couple of them continue like walking forward. They look tired and like incredibly bored. One of them stops and looks over and like holds out his paws to stop each of them, and he's like, "Who's on post here?" And they're like, well, clearly nobody's on post. It's like, there's supposed to be someone on post here. Check it out, you fucking idiots. And those two go and begin turning keys in that doorway to check out the guard barracks. What do the two of you do?
Am I still in the guard barrack?
No.
Okay.
You did hold person around the corner and have, I assume, rushed up to go into the interrogation room.
Right.
Unless you wanted to hang back and help them with these 3 guards.
But then you have to make a stealth.
Can I roll initiative?
Well, you
We're
technically
gonna
have
surprise.
a drop on them.
Yeah.
So you...
Or you go
attack.
first?
We'll have you roll first, and if you don't take them out instantly, then we'll roll initiative.
Yeah. We can roll
go
at the
first.
same time.
You
Just
go
take a
first.
different guard. I don't. I fuck it up. I fuck up the whole game.
Will you still have my guidance?
No. Because I used it.
Oh, guidance is concentration anyway.
Did you use Munin's
17?
Bardic? 17
Seems not
hits.
bad.
No, that's not what
They're
I rolled.
guards.
That's not what was here.
Yeah, didn't roll.
I had single digits. It was a 3.
I think it was a 3.
So,
But that's still an 8.
With advantage.
right. I rolled a 3 and an 8.
Okay.
What
What was that with
Plus
your
7, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15.
15? Doesn't hit. Do you still have the Bardic from Munin? Or did you use that?
I've used all the things. I used them for all my other fuck ups.
Okay. Azalea rushes forward, slashes out. The guard, who seemed to be kind of like leading this trio, who was the one who noticed that no one was on post here, sees you coming at the last second and just manages to duck out of the way of your attack. Now I need you guys to roll initiative.
Oh.
We're not going to pull up the battle map. Pockle, you did still have a surprise, so you can make an
Can
attack
I
roll
hit
as well.
that same guard?
Yeah, make an
Yeah.
attack roll with advantage.
17.
17 hits.
Oh, yeah.
So go ahead and roll damage.
What's it called? Swarm thing? I don't know. But not favorite foe.
Okay.
Not great.
Welcome.
8 damage. I rolled a little bad.
Okay. Takes that hit, but it's still up.
And
now
push
we
back
need to,
5 feet.
and he gets pushed back 5 feet. Now we need to roll initiative.
22.
I'm gonna roll for the guards all at once. Not great.
I bet that's better than me.
They got a 10.
That's another nat 20. Third one of the day.
Damn.
Hell yeah.
15
Share.
for me.
Share with the rest of the table. We're doing a bad job.
15 for Pockle. Azalea?
22.
Nice.
24.
Hugin, 24.
Gentle Owls 3.
Hugin, you're up first. You see, you're standing next to Munin as she's slowly unlocking the interrogation chamber. She like nods at you and is gonna quietly start opening the door.
Do I know what is going on around the corner?
At this point, you hear, like, oh, that's it.
Fuck.
How far away is that? Like, would I have enough time to check out the situation? Because I'm assuming that if I look that direction, the 2 compatriots are gone.
By the nature of how these hallways are laid out, it's about 50 feet away from you to get around the corner. It's like 25 to the corner and then 25 to the guards. Both of these doors are kind of stationed in the middle of these 50-foot long hallways.
I think I would run to go see what's going on and like peek around the corner and see that they're engaged in an attack.
I will say, I know this isn't how combat usually works in D&D, but at the moment you start going that direction, Munin would grab you by the arm and be like, "We have the daggers. Sir Robb is within our reach. We've got to go back that way anyway. Do you want to save him or not? You could help."
Right. Okay. I'll,
Also, all of our follies have come from turning around.
So you
We're fine.
No, we're not.
peer into the interrogation room. The door opens quietly. You're able to make your way in. Actually, you don't even need to make a perception check. I'll tell you what you see. You see, in the center of the room are 2 chairs facing the door. In one of them, tied up, is Sir Robb. You see a lot of fresh wounds along his left shoulder, like a lot of the hide over his like actual shoulder muscle. The muscle is exposed where strips of flesh have been flayed off, and you can see he's kind of like slumped forward but is still breathing heavily. Next to him in a similar condition is a type of creature that you have never seen before. It looks sort of like a tiger, but a little bit smaller. It's got this sort of like conical, almost shaped snout, and the mouth seems to go back further than it should.
For the nerds.
Mhm.
Is it a Tasmanian tiger?
It's Tasmanian
It's a
tiger.
Tasmanian tiger.
Yeah. Also known as a thylacine.
and then the guards.
Standing there, interrogating, you see the familiar visage of Rog Shatterscale, who's kind of like standing off to the side, facing the prisoners with arms crossed, and leaning over is this feminine bobcat with tall, pointed ears with black tips, who at this point is pulling a hot poker out of a fireplace to the side and looking at it as it's glowing cherry red. Turns and kind of like wanders over. She's like, "I'm getting tired of asking you this, Rob. Where's that fox bitch?" And she pushes it into his ribs and he screams. I have to play the bad guys.
Yeah, fuck her.
Yeah, I'm attacking at that moment. I'm going straight for her.
Okay, you rush forward. I'm gonna say make one more stealth check. This is gonna be against their passive perceptions.
25 for stealth.
25, yeah. Neither of them has a passive perception that high for sure. You rush forward. We are technically in combat, so I can't give you Bardic Inspiration from Munin, but you can go ahead and make your attack, unless you want to hold your action.
I want to attack. Do I
Yeah.
do an
Oh, yeah,
advantage
yes.
since we snuck
Yeah,
up on
you do
them?
get advantage because they don't know that you're here.
Do they not get an action this turn since we're surprising them?
Mm-hmm.
Sweet.
Oh,
That
hell
is
yeah.
a 24 to hit.
Hell yeah.
Hits. So go ahead and roll your initial damage.
Can't wait to roll all of our dice.
29 damage.
Nice.
I'm going to make a quick Constitution saving. 17 isn't going to do it against that poison, unfortunately. We'll get to that in a second. First, I want to go ahead and go to the next person in the initiative, which is Azalea.
Okay.
The guy that you were attacking gets clocked with a glowing stone and pushed back 5 feet.
Does he seem to be the highest ranking of the 3 people here?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna chase him down and stab him again.
Okay.
With a... I'm gonna make that a green flame blade.
Ooh.
Nice.
No.
What
I rolled a 5 on the die.
slash out, and there's this burst of green light as you swoop through, and this guy is just very nimble and dexterous. He is surprised, but... Oh, he's surprised, so you have advantage. Sorry.
That's true.
Because they're
No, our
under...
last round was a surprise round.
Well, we weren't technically in combat yet, but this is a surprise round now.
Okay. 25, I think.
Yeah, 25 hits for sure.
2.
What's up?
I was saying I only attacked him once and not twice.
Oh,
Last.
yeah, that's good to know. We'll add a third attack on this round since you only did the one.
Okay.
3, I'm gonna burn a bardic inspiration to use my psychic blades.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
And it's poisoned. There is a con save.
Okay. That's a 14.
Okay.
This
So-
game's fun. We all have fun when we play this game.
I don't No, but I built a roleplay character, and we haven't roleplayed really.
You're role playing right now.
No. I don't. She's not an attack character. That's not what she was built to do.
That's fair.
15 points of damage.
He goes down. He only had
Nice.
10 hit points left because he took 8 from Pockle, and they only have 18, as we have established. I'm not lying. The numbers are working. If at any point you think I'm going easy on you, I'm not in this campaign.
He wouldn't.
No. I can guarantee you have not gone easy on us this whole time.
Yeah. No, my goal is for none of you to leave this prison, so we'll see how this goes.
Yeah.
Does that end your turn, Azalea?
Am I in melee range of these other guys?
Yeah.
Then I'm going to disengage and not be any.
Okay.
I'm going to go back to where Pockle is.
Yeah, it's 25 feet of movement to get to the end of the hallway, which you can easily do. Nice. That brings us to Munin, who's also going to rush in. I'm going to say you... Which one did you go for? The Bobcat?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That was
Right.
hers for Rob.
Nice. So she's going to rush up, and she's going to go for Rog. Shatter Scale. Natural 19 on the die is absolutely going to hit.
You know, if her initiative is higher than theirs, she'll get another assassin strike on them next turn. So.
I shit you not. Here, how do I do this without showing you? She is one number ahead of them in initiative.
Nice.
50 points of damage outright, and they need to make a con save. That's a natural 20.
Nice. Yay, Mommy.
Oh, we don't.
Oh, wait,
No,
no,
no.
no. Sorry, I thought that was
No,
for
that's very bad for
Munin.
you.
Sorry.
That means
Like
they
that.
rolled exactly what they had to
Oh,
to
shit.
resist the super murder poison. However,
Got
they
it.
still take half damage.
Super murder poison.
Oh, she was using the super murder poison. Were you using the super?
Both of you were.
No.
So now I
Oh,
need,
did you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So now I need everyone to roll all your dice at the table.
All?
Yeah, what do
All
you
of
actually?
them. This is going to take a second. I'm going
Like
to edit
all
around
of my
it.
D20s
This
and
might
everything
be.
too?
Wait.
Everything you have on the table.
Oh my god! I should have brought my
This?
dice.
If it's in your bag, that doesn't count.
Okay. What
Yeah,
about
there.
these random dice that are here?
Kitty's dice.
Oh yeah, all the dice that are visible, all the dice within visible range can be rolled.
We'll have to do this in batches,
Yeah, I have a lot.
or I can just roll here, I guess.
If you, I
So-
think the best
You can
bet
go
would be to get your phone out, open the calculator, and just add in the die number by number as you go, and then save the big number,
Oh, God.
and I'll take those at the end.
Oh no.
I'm just gonna roll up here. You can.
Okay. Don't lose your dice.
I won't.
Oh lord.
D10s are all functioning as D10s, so like a D100 isn't going to be like, I rolled an 80 on this one die.
That would be hilarious.
Okay. Anybody have their numbers ready to go?
I do.
Yeah.
Yep.
We'll start with Elzor.
162.
It's a little on the low end.
Yeah. I thought it was good.
Azalea?
323.
Nice. Pockle?
204.
And Hugin.
217.
Ooh, all of that added together with my 515
Good lord.
is a total
Fuck.
it's a total of 1,421 damage, halved to 700.
11?
Yeah.
It down
So still alive,
710.
right,
Yeah, 710. So both of them die immediately. Even
Yeah.
with a crit success against that poison, there's no surviving it.
Yeah.
Holy shit. So, Hugin and Munin rush in, daggers to the necks of the two knights, who, there is a moment where they kind of like stumble and are like, what the hell? And then their eyes like pop and blood rushes out of their snouts and mouths, and they collapse to the floor. The Tasmanian tiger in the chair kind of like perks up in surprise.
I just watch with a vicious satisfaction as she stumbles to the ground.
Yeah. Sir Robb looks up and like smiles, seeing you, but then you see this look of worry wash over him, realizing that you're here, and that is dangerous for you. That ends Munin's turn and brings us to not Rog and Linswin because they're dead. Pockle.
Yay.
Keep in mind you've got 3 attacks this turn for the one that we missed last time.
Attacking the dudes.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay.
Left or right?
Left.
Roll.
I have to be careful with how I write your name because
Pickle.
if
I
both,
think it's 18. 18.
18 hits.
Cool.
if the C looks like an O, it's just like Pookle.
Oh, pickle. I bet that's
So
what
wait,
Mom
is-
called him.
Did you killed that guy, right?
The middle one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Fuck it. I'll make one of them my
Bitch.
my bitch.
Excellent.
A 17.
17. He's just barely standing.
Cool. Attack again. Oh yeah. 24.
Yeah, that hits as well. You don't even have to roll. He's got 1 hit point left. He goes down.
He did.
You've got a third attack.
15.
And there's a single guard left.
Not good.
At this point, those of you at the end of the hall are watching this happen.
15.
15 does not hit.
Cool.
That one goes wide. Roll me a quick luck check. You want to roll higher than an 11. 1. That last magic stone you toss, it misses, and it goes careening down the hall and collides with the stone at the far end of the hall, alerting the 2 guards in front of the armory.
Yep.
That is Pockle's turn, unless you want to move anywhere.
I'll move back 15 feet.
Okay, so you kind of go back, like down towards the interrogation room.
Yep.
Nice. That's going to bring us to the guards. 2 guards at the end of the hall. I'm going to make another luck check. That was a natural 1, so they were alerted. The stone went that far. Very middle of the road. So, their response is going to be very middle of the road. One of the guards leans to the other. You guys don't see this, but you probably hear the voices around the corner. As one of them leans to the other, and he's like, "The fuck was that?" "I don't know." "Go check it out, you fucking idiot." "You check it out." "I'm standing guard." "All right." He starts making his way down the hallway. That's all they get through in this turn. That is going to be Elzor.
I'm gonna see if there's, like, are they manacled? The prisoners?
Yeah, looking in, yeah, they both have their paws chained behind their backs in manacles, and also manacles around their ankles. They're like basically affixed to these interrogation chairs.
I look to see if there's a key on either of the corpses of the...
Make an investigation check. This will be your action to do so.
Okay. Not great. That's an 8.
Looking through, you don't see any keys on their persons. No.
Well,
All right, back to the top of the round and ending the surprise round. That brings us to Hugin.
In that case, can I use thieves' tools on Rob's manacles?
Yeah, go ahead and make a check with your thieves' tools. And as you approach, you notice that actually there's only one locking mechanism, because they're pulled tight in such an uncomfortable way that the wrists and ankles are actually manacled together in one contraption behind them. It's kind of like forcing him to be pulled at an uncomfortable angle. There's no. It looks like he's probably been in this chair since he got here. You don't think he's even been in a cell yet.
Man, okay. And then I just use my proficiency bonus on that.
Yeah.
That's a 16.
16 is just enough. These aren't super complicated locks, it's just manacles. You get down behind and manage to unlock. They clank to the ground as chains that have been pulled across the chest loosen, and he instantly slumps forward.
Catch him.
Yeah, he takes hold of you and looks up and he's like, "I'm so glad you came, but we've got to get the fuck out of here."
Can we walk?
"I think so, yeah."
I pull out a short sword, put that in his hands, as well as a shield. Try to affix that to his
Yeah.
stub.
You kind of slide it on and tighten it, and he allows that. He looks over and he's like, "What about this one? I caught him on the road. Should we bring him with us?"
We intend to. Silas, got a friend of yours for this.
He kind of looks at you and he's like, "Hmm." And that's going to bring us to Azalea.
I have a tabard on.
Mhm.
I'm gonna disguise self as a wolf.
Nice.
There are bodies.
Yeah, 2 bodies.
Okay.
Well, 2 bodies in this hallway, and 2 in the one behind you. as well.
Pockle ran back off towards the
interrogation
where
room.
everybody else is.
Mhm.
I'm just gonna smear some blood on myself and lay down with one eye towards the interrogation room.
Nice.
And when I see my friends, I will get up.
Make
Oh my
either
God.
performance or deception with advantage.
Oh, I love it.
That is so clever.
And you didn't think you had any role playing to do.
As the possum flees, the fox plays possum.
When every
He has fleas? Oh,
he
I
does
do.
have
I
fleas.
legit do.
I'm gonna go with performance. They're the same, but
Yeah, for sure.
The theater kid in you.
With advantage.
with advantage.
Yay!
I did say that before. I'm not just adding it on now.
18.
Nice. Yeah, you lay down and hold your breath. Or rather, you lay down and kind of like, you said you're keeping eyes towards the interrogation chamber?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you lay down and you've got like you give yourself a vantage point kind of like slumped up against the wall, coated in the blood of the
In
man you
theory,
killed.
this tavern is already coated in blood because
It's
we
true.
did kill the man wearing it.
It absolutely is. The red kind of hides it, but you're near a blood puddle that is quickly forming on the floor anyway. The only detriment is the one guard in that hallway who is still alive and uninjured, looking down and seeing you do this.
No,
Are
he
you
hasn't
around the
made it
corner?
around that corner yet.
There were 3 at the door. 2 are dead. 1 is still up, has not been attacked
No,
yet.
we
So
killed that guy.
did they
You killed
move
2 of
far
them.
enough to go around the corner? Because I was like at the corner.
Okay,
Oh.
here's the issue. A trio of
Why
guards.
did you say I was doing something smart?
No,
if I
you
was
are.
laying down in front of a guy who knew I was fine.
So, because there are 2 coming that you would be hiding from. However,
Okay.
there is still one who is up.
I'm just going to add to this then, and I'll scream out as I fall, traitor! I die.
Excellent. I will throw that in. Excellent. It's not his turn, but he'll, as you say this, he looks down and he's like, what? He's very confused because this guy was surprised. This is the one,
Yeah.
the only one who's left was the part of the trio who was opening the door to investigate the guard barracks. So his buddies die behind him and he's like, oh, and then you yell out traitor and fall down and look like one of his guard friends and he's like, what's going on? Nice. That's going to be Munin, who is going to rush forward and attempt to unlock the beast's manacles.
Beast.
Wow, some action on that one. That's very good. 24.
Damn.
Munin rushes in, very deftly uses thieves' tools to unlock his manacles. He also kind of like slumps forward but catches himself, stands up and kind of like shrugs his shoulders and like stretches out a little bit, looks down at like a flap of hide that's hanging down and just kind of like tries to put it back up and it just like crawls back and he's just like...
We might
And-
as well just snip it off. It's gonna get caught.
You see, as he kind of straightens up, those of you still in the room, Elzor, Hugin, and Munin, and Rob, watch as he kind of like cracks his knuckles, and you take notice of his paws. His claws are viciously manicured. They are long and sharp, and you get the sense that what Pockle was saying about how he doesn't prefer to use a weapon is almost a misnomer. He is the weapon. That ends Munin's turn and brings us to Pockle.
Very confused dude. I'm going for him.
I thought
Yeah.
you laughed.
You rush back,
Am I
peer around the
stupid?
corner.
I went-
What's happening?
I
No,
moved
you-
back 15 feet. I've got 90 feet.
I thought
yeah,
you were
yeah.
heading back towards
Well,
them.
he said he moved back 15 feet.
15
there was
feet.
no back. There, he was at the
I didn't
junction.
want
So
someone
back
to
was
be within 30 feet of me, so I
I'm
moved
gonna
back a
be
little bit.
fully clear. I have no idea what this space looks like.
it's a
There's
it's a square.
a
Nope.
square room that we're in.
No, you're all lying to me.
I don't. We're in a room?
Let me explain this. You're in a hallway.
Can I see the dude?
Yeah.
Cool. All right. 26 to hit.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'll make him my favorite foe as well.
Okay.
22.
22 is enough. He goes down. Only had 18 hit points. That guy dies. Do you stay put or do you retreat?
There
Where are
other
you?
You know that there are other people.
Yeah, I go towards
You don't
full
see me.
movement, 35 feet.
Uh
Full movement
huh. Towards
towards the
the approaching guards or the interrogation room.
interrogation room.
Okay, so yeah, you go back around the corner. Azalea, you're playing dead in the hallway
Yeah.
with now 3 other dead bodies. There are 4 of you who have been slain here. Rad, ending Pockle's turn brings us to the guards. Azalea, you
Can
you
I
see as...
make more stones?
Sure, yeah.
Sure.
You see as another wolf, actually this one's a little bit smaller and like kind of just standard dog-like, steps forward, like slowly down the hallway and like leans down, picks up a stone. I'm gonna make a quick perception check.
Bugs start crawling out of it.
Yeah.
Natural 19. Picks up a rock and he's like, "What the hell? Oh my god!" And like, turns and sees 4 dead bodies, and he rushes out of sight. That's the guards' turns.
Nothing I can do about that.
That's going to bring us to Elzor.
The first thing I'd like to do is hit Rob with some healing.
Oh,
since
nice.
he's all effed up.
Yeah,
So
it's been a rough season for Sir Robb.
It really has. So I'm gonna hit him with a 3rd level Cure Wounds,
Nice.
which is 3d8 plus 5. 20 points of healing.
Hell yeah.
Nice. Looking a little better. Basically, the way that these two were being tortured, where they were being like pretty much kept at like 5 hit points consistently. So they would like beat the shit out of them, let them rest for a little bit, and then continue beating the shit out of them, just like never letting them get a full rest to get back up.
And I'd also like to just... What are the weapons that the two King's Knights had? Like, what are they wielding?
They both have great swords.
Do they look fancy? Like, real fancy?
They're just steel. They don't look like the like Beastweaver killer swords or anything.
Do either of them have any items that stand out on them? I just want to grab something.
I'm gonna say from your investigation check earlier, no.
Real shitty investigation check.
Yeah.
I'm gonna leave the room
Okay. You do so. You kind of like meet up with Pockle outside the door.
and I'll just like ask, what's going on? What's the status?
What's up?
Sorry.
Started. I don't know. Not saying bad
That's what you
words.
get.
Yeah.
I'll move back. I'll use the rest of my movement to get as close to the barracks door that we came out of.
Okay. Yeah. We'll say with your movement you can get just about to rounding the corner. On the next round you'll round the corner.
And that other guard is gone. Like, I can't. He's out of my field of view, right?
Mhm.
Okay.
Right. So that brings us back to the top of the round, at which a horn bellows
Fuck.
as the alarm has been raised. Hugin, it's your turn.
Time to go.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to. Can I move with Sir Robb draped around my shoulders?
Yeah.
I mean, he's healed, right? Can he move?
he's healed up that he can keep pace for sure.
Okay.
He doesn't look as bad as he did. Rather,
The first time we've had him?
yeah, he's got more pieces intact. He's like missing a few strips of flesh, but like they didn't take his other hand or his other ear yet.
I think, like, for flavor, like, I don't want to let him out of my sight. I
sure.
want to be side by side with him as I.
You should
back.
You're
watch
holding
his back.
hands? Are you holding his one hand?
Watch his back abs.
I think that I would just have like grabbed his arm and like put it around me just to make sure.
Yeah, his-
Even though he's like he can walk,
Yeah.
I'm like
and it's
hand on the back,
yeah,
back end.
and it's like his like polished shield arm too. So it's like kind of giving you a little bit of cover as well. And he's got a sword in the other hand. And you guys are just kind of moving as a unit. For sure. That's going to be Azalea.
I don't know if you'd be able to do the same thing if I took a dash action to try to just get out of here the same way that we came from.
I'd say if you took him with you, it would be at half movement speed during that dash.
Okay.
So just because that's a feature that he doesn't have. So he could go,
Well, that would be my action though, because I didn't have another.
right, but you could also bonus action to get even, so like,
He can't.
yeah, so like if you went,
Okay,
if
so
you went
then-
action, bonus action, and movement, that could get you both 60 feet to start,
And then 7.
plus an additional, yeah.
Okay.
That is more than enough to get you to the barracks door and back into the guard barracks, heading towards the staircase down to the secret exit. Azalea, are you staying put, or are you going to follow suit?
I'm gonna keep the door to the guard barracks open and direct myself, still looking like a wolf
Mm-hmm.
that was recently dead,
Yeah.
towards the opposite hallway where that guard just ran away. Not the one that my friends are coming from.
Right.
Get him.
If a bunch of guards come out, I'm gonna cast Sphere.
Oh, nice. Rad. Munen's turn. She's going to do the same movement action, bonus action to dash, and gets basically to a little bit past where you are, Hugin, with Rob. The Thylacine does the same. He doesn't bonus action dash, but he is going to use his movement, which he's pretty quick. That is Pockle.
Hey, Tiles. You look like shit.
You look like shit, Paco. Continues running. Get the fuck out of here.
And then I'll run alongside him.
Yeah, two of you rush together. That's going to be guards. Elzor, the last one sort of in that hallway, you turn around just in time to see as a door opens and a number of armed guards come through with cudgels and point, and they're like, "You, stop right there!" But that's all they can do in this round.
How
hallway are you in?
how clustered together are they?
Very. They're like just pushing through a doorway, and there's 6 of them.
So if I shoot a lightning bolt down the hallway, it hits anything within 5 feet of it. Can I hit all of them with it?
Yeah, because they're kind of lined up in that doorway.
Sweet.
That is how that would work. Yeah. Excellent. So I'm just gonna roll 1 dexterity save for the group. We'll treat them as a swarm. That's pretty good though.
I'm gonna use
dirty 20.
I'm gonna use my channel divinity to deal maximum damage instead of rolling for this, and I'm using a 4th level version of lightning bolt, so it'll do a lot.
Nice. They make a dirty 20, so I think they make their save, so they'll take half damage.
Okay. So 9d6 maximized would be 54 damage. So that's 27 damage to everyone that didn't save.
They all die. You vaporize them, even on their saves. Even making their saving throws, they're all just like, "You stop," and then become dust. I say they become dust. You blast holes in them, and they're they're smoking, singed corpses on the ground. Rad. That's your action.
Yeah.
Same plan.
Now that that's solved, I'll use my full movement to go back to the barracks.
Okay, yeah, you make it into the barracks. At this point, we can drop initiative. Guards are pursuing from the other side of the hallway as well, but with how quickly you guys are rushing and having no one in your way because you murdered everyone on the way here, which was a good call, you guys managed to make it down to the secret corridor, and the cockroaches are there as you enter, and they're just like skittering up to you, Pockle.
Hey, y'all can't really talk right now. Gotta go.
I'll throw some rations.
Hey, there's some people are coming. There's a treat coming your way.
Do you cast Speak with Bugs again?
Oh shit, no. I can only do it once per day.
You said you tossed some rations out?
Well, yeah, but I was also thinking, why don't we just collapse the roof behind us as we're leaving so they can't follow us? Do you see any downside to doing that?
I've been thinking about firebolting all the bodies
There's a
we
trap
left in the
to do it.
barracks.
Like we just have to.
That ignites.
Yeah, I mean, you could even just hit like one of the cots and start a fire.
Well, I was gonna do a little bit of all of it.
I mean,
there
could be innocent prisoners here. But
We're just innocent men.
we're just
It's a
innocent
stone
men.
building.
We're just normal
Just
men.
the barracks. It's fine.
It's a stone building. What's the chances that it'll spread? You've already raised the alarm, so they'll handle it. You start a fire in the barracks? Yeah. Nice.
And there's the trap that we could set off to like drop the roof in that hallway behind us.
Yeah.
Okay, who is the last person?
I mean,
Rather, who wants to set off the trap?
I think it was me because I was waiting with the door open.
I mean,
The barracks.
But he
it's
had the idea.
It's dexterity based. So.
can we just throw some of the bones that
Oh, that's
these
true.
guys have into the room onto the trap to set it off? Like we don't have to hit it with my foot.
Yeah, make an athletics check.
Okay.
I'll give a help action, if allowed.
Sure. So the two of you grab one of the bodies, pull it free before the flames take it.
Natural 20.
Natural 20! You both working together, kind of like sticking to the sides of the corridor, bring the body with you, you get just to the end, and the two of you, like, one takes the hands and one takes the feet, and you just like, hup, and it just like,
just purposely fuck the body.
there's a rumble as the ceiling collapses and fills the chamber, closing the way behind you to no detriment to yourselves, except for a little bit of dust kind of rushing down the hallway past you. You.
Sorry, I know it's not important.
There was a lot of dust.
This is how you sneeze and cough all the time?
Let's not talk about it.
All right.
The cockroaches hungrily go for the rations that you toss out as you rush by.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody make me a history check. The DC for this is 10.
Ooh.
You guys are rushed. There's been quite a clatter. Guards have been alerted. You still have to get out.
Ooh,
14.
14, nice.
26.
Damn.
21,
A highly artificial 20.
nice. You all remember that weird puffy stone and avoid it on your way out, and don't poison yourselves while exiting the sewers.
Probably yell at Silas, make sure Rob misses it too.
Oh yeah, good call. Yeah, you let them know to look out for it. Those rolls are high enough that you could be like, oh, by the way. They step around, and now with your companion and a new companion in tow, you make your way out from the sewers of the Howling Keep and once again flee into the night. I can't believe it went so well.
That was great.
That's where we're going to end this episode. We'll see you next time.
Rob back! Yeah.
Yay!
We really robbed that place.
Aye.
Brett, I
Well.
just have to know, like, did I do something, though, that you don't like? Or is it just kind of...
I'll be honest, I don't know nothing about anything you've done. Other than you had a wedding, went south.
Right, so we could still fix this. I could still be liked. It's very important to me.
Kind of like grimaces at that a little bit. My days are becoming more and more numbered, and with your brothers in the south, continuing this trivial civil war of theirs. I grow tired. So you need to be prepared. Do you understand?
I mean, Zephyria does tend to lend her aid to those of the feathered persuasion, but I was at your wedding, and I did hear the proclamation that you were to be named the High Queen.
Right, no, I agree that I love your help. It's just that it kind of has nothing to do with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's
It doesn't have to do with me
very
personally.
good and useful that you're here, and I
Yes.
appreciate it. Do you
Yes.
like me?
I think that you're a fine ruler,
Good.
and could be a fine ruler,
Great.
and I believe that you're the rightful ruler.
That's also something to bring up to King Ulrich, is that his neighbor might be intending an invasion based on, I don't know, information that may or may not be true at this point.
I mean,
This politics stuff sucks. How do you do it?
Liliana speaks
that's
up again.
all I've done.
I like to think there's like currently a map in Hugin's mind of just like every secret corridor and tunnel that you've like, you know, this place like the feathers on the back of your wing.
Well, maybe we still try the old sneak in and murder the heads thing. It's been kind of now our forte, I would say.
It's kind of going well.
Yeah.
I don't want to send a bunch of little people in. Like, I don't know them, but it feels wrong. Because he said it was. He told me that. And I didn't pay him.
There was a split second that Hugin was like, is that growth? No, it was a glint of the light.